So we can do what's Hondo on the mic. From Leo's Paradise, random stream drop like a Dragon Ball fight. No lie, plan stream stacking up, but here's a twist in time. Freestyling on the deck like Luffy's punchlines. Up the channels faster than Zoro sword swings. Gaming pop culture, it's the chaos he brings. Talking movie reboots, superhero hype. Hondo passing the mic, now Bishop's in sight. Cutting glitch clean, frame by frame, I align. Laying bass lines heavy, keep the rhythm divine. Jumping 5 videos, can't keep up with the pace. Pass the mic back, Leo's leading the chase. Off the rails, no script, just a freestyle ride. Nerdcore king, let the randomness collide. Playing the knob, Leo's got the flow to entice. It's words of paradise, the chaos comes to life. No script, just a freestyle ride. Nerdcore king, let the randomness collide. Planning on Leo's got the flow to entice. It's words of paradise, the chaos comes to life. Just a freestyle ride. Nerdcore king, let the randomness collide. Planning on Leo's got the flow to entice. It's words of paradise, the chaos comes to life.
Welcome back to the Countercast. How are all you vital idols doing? Welcome to the last month of this year. We going strong. We're going to end 2025 good. Oh my goodness, we got so much to talk about. Not only are we going to talk about AI and gaming, even more because we did some of that on Neon Leon this past Monday. But there's another argument that was brought up. At least I assume it was an argument. We'll see, by my dear friend Hypnotic. So we're going to check out his thoughts and see if he is just as retarded as the socialist we listened to last week, or maybe he's got some great points. And then Chainsaw Man fans, they brain broken. It is rough being a Chainsaw Man fan right now. At least it is if you're an anime tourist. Plus, there's other topics on the docket. So before we get into any of that, I got my lovely co-host here. Sit here, tell the people who you are, what you do, the whole nine.
Oh my gosh, it's been such a fun year, guys. I am so glad I got to spend practically the majority of it with all of you. And yeah, I'm Cinevere.
Our 1 year anniversary of friendship is coming up in like 3 weeks.
Is it?
Yeah, we met, I think it was like December 21st or something like that. I have to go back and look, but it was like right around the time. December 18th, December 21st, somewhere around there.
Yeah, it has been a year. Oh my gosh. That's surprising. I thought it was in January for a bit. But yeah, no, that's awesome. But yeah, I have my own channel. Cinevere, I kind of threw myself off there. But yeah, come hang out with me later tonight. I am excited. I don't know what I'm going to talk about yet, but I am excited.
Yeah, you'll love to see. Well, I know exactly what we're talking about tonight. Before we get into that, we got some vital idols to say hi to. We got a boy Valiant Goat in the house. Valiant Goat, how you doing? Of course, Cinevere will be talking to you guys in the comments. St. Hugo up in this bitch. Shout St. Hugo. Grave 1383. Gal Herriman is here. Krovax up in this bitch. Spectral Heartless saying to get your booty holes ready for Cinevere, which is, yeah, sounds about right. My boy Paul, the IRL bestie. CFH90, the OG cowboy from hell. Matt Stanford is up in this bitch. Has anyone heard from Daxonar since the last stream? I haven't. Hopefully he's in the chat. I'm not sure because I haven't. But framed in gold. Tiger King Rex Carter, shout out. Alfredo Chorizo is up in this bitch. Matt Fun and Cool. Person 11 is here. The Stream Elements bot, of course, doing its job that I don't even really know what its job is. So that'll be interesting. Free Expression War coming in that 2-banger. Kosa is being voted in tomorrow. Call your reps. Yeah, I was reading about that earlier. We're not going to talk about it on the show today just because I still have like more research to do and whatnot. But yes, that is entirely true. Shout out. Thank you for the 2-banger. It is
what is Kosa?
Truly appreciated. This is for you.
Harder, Leon, harder.
Kosa has to do with the Online Safety Act.
I see.
The Child Online Safety Act. That's what it stands for. I don't think that's what it stands for. But it's like it's basically removing free speech from the internet because think of the children. So yeah, again, shout out. Thank you so much for the 2-banger. And yeah, I think that's everybody for now. All right, here's the dealio, crew. Here's the dealio. December we kicking it hard. It's the final month of the year, so your boy gonna grip. We gonna grip like a motherfucker. I ain't ever tried out that the goals thing on YouTube. So we're doing that. 10 supers that are 5 and above. Tomorrow night, we doing a gaming stream over on the gaming channel. And without further ado, I guess we should just get into it. Like, right before the show went live, me and Cindy, we was hanging backstage. We was talking. And I was graced with this little gem. I hadn't seen this. Now, this might be old news. I'm not sure. Because it says it's from November 30th. So that's yesterday. I went to college with Hassan Piker. New video uploading now on YouTube. So we'll probably end up watching that video tomorrow. It might be tomorrow's video or sometime this week. But I'll go ahead and just read this out to you because this is amazing. Hello, DGers. I don't even know what the fuck that is.
Diggers.
For the past few weeks, what?
Diggers.
Yeah. Hello, diggers. For the past few weeks, Hassan has been trying to rewrite his history around his college career. He claims he was broke/poor during that time. This is far from the truth. Hassan was a member of TDX, one of the largest and wealthiest fraternities on campus. The fraternity house was $1 million mansion. They had a horrible reputation on campus for being rich douchebags, which can be seen in the reviews from the time, and note the links so they cite sources. So far, is any of this surprising you, Cindy?
No. But
Okay.
I know this is devastating for Hassan.
It gets even worse. First of all, are you familiar with this? Because I'm not. I just heard
No.
about this. Okay.
No, you're surprising me as you go.
This is tip of the iceberg, girly. I can confirm these reviews are true. They were a fraternity completely obsessed with partying and creeping on women. I heard many stories about the brothers making girls feel uncomfortable and unsafe. Hassan was not exempt from this description. In fact, he was known for it. Now that Hassan's become a socialist grifter, many of his fraternity brothers now hate him and post about it on Twitter. Some criticisms are tame. I almost feel bad for the idiots who think Hassan's actually socialist. Others are much more serious. Hassan bragging about threesomes and getting banned from our house for slapping girls' asses. And Hassan spent 4 years at college trying to break down doors and rape girls. Both these accounts interact with Hassan's Twitter between 2010 and 2023 when his handle was still the House of Piker. Any thoughts so far?
And yet he wants us to believe he didn't shock his dog.
I'm gonna be real. At this point, I'm sure he's done way worse to that dog. It sounds like the dude might be a bit of a sex pest. So hashtag free Kaya, everybody.
Yeah.
It gets better. Hassan has tried to distance himself from the fraternity in recent years. Most think it's because it conflicts with his leftist socialist image. While this is true, there's a bigger reason. In 2017, after Hassan had graduated, his fraternity was involved in the death of a student. Despite the fact the fraternity was on a cease and desist order and was prohibited from sponsoring and or hosting any fraternity-related events, they held a Christmas party where alcohol was served to minors. One of the minors was too drunk to walk home, got lost, ended up getting hit by a train.
Oh my gosh.
Now, this is all, amazing. Obviously not the minor getting hit by a train part. That's tragic. Not celebrating that. But this is all amazing because if you recall, just some few weeks ago, Hassan was on the internet, doing one of his dumbass socialist grift live streams where he was talking about, growing up, having to go to college on a shoestring budget. He wasn't wealthy and he had to use that time in college to figure out, how to become what he is now and make the money. He tried to basically play it off as like he barely got in financially and, it was such a struggle. Obviously, even though we all know he came from a, situation of wealth, a situation of affluence. Those are his own words. Yo, Yellow Flash, my man, long time no see, buddy. Shout out. Yelp Flash going into 5-banger. Hassan is trash, just like anime tourists you're covering. Oh, dude, we're going to get into all the anime tourists and all this on trash. Like, at the end of the day, basically, my channel has boiled down to ragging on Hassan, ragging on anime tourists, with a little bit of gaming in there as well. But shout out Yellow Flash, my man with a plan. Thank you so much. You know what? Let's go ahead and give you a clip. That's a good one. You know what? Flash ain't been here in a minute. Let's give him something new that he might have seen yet.
I'm loving the game. The game would absolutely get a pretty high score from me.
How many bananas?
A solid 8.5 incher for sure.
No.
And wouldn't it be nice to live together?
Shout out. Thank you so much for the 5-banger, Flash. Alrighty. So this
What a
goes on to
disgusting
say,
man whore.
who? What? Hassan?
Hassan.
I mean, don't forget, he used to have that show, bro science or bro math or whatever it was, where the famous quote came from: "Old enough to count, old enough to mount."
What?
You haven't heard that? Whoa! Hold on, let's see if we can find these. This was not part of the regular scheduled programming, but if you haven't seen this, I got to see if I can find it just to show you. Let's see, Hassan Piker, old enough to count, old enough to mount. Let's see if I can find the clip. Here we go. Bingo, bango, bongo. For your viewing pleasure, Cinevere, and all the people at home.
Oh, he's fat.
Question of all time. Old enough to count, old enough to mount? Question mark. I want to say thank you to Miley Cyrus for showing off her camel toe at the VMAs the other night. I always knew Hannah Montana was a little slut. Don't even try to hide it. Look, this is a classic example of what happens when your father doesn't pay attention to you. You turn out to be a slut who's craving for attention, and then I tend to pick you up at a bar late night and bang you out on the first date.
I can't believe that you didn't know that was a thing. There's
Because
a whole series of those. That was when he was first getting big on YouTube. That's how he did. That's how he got his start. Aside from, of course, being sponsored by the Young Turks with his the nepotism from his uncle.
That is fucking wild. That's gotta
dude, again,
stop.
there's a bunch of those. I could give you a rabbit hole.
How is this man not arrested? Like, I check his hard drive.
Are you as are you looking for a more sophisticated answer than daddy and uncle have money?
They need to check his hard drive. What the fuck?
You're telling me it can't be any worse than what they found in Vosh's hard drive, which was a lot of horsecock. So,
oh gosh,
that's a real thing too, by the way. If you're unaware about that, yes, there's a socialist streamer named Vosh. What?
I don't even know him.
Okay, so Vosh is another socialist streamer, much like Hassan, and he makes arguments that are pro bestiality and literally has a porn folder full of horsecock. It got exposed on stream.
That is disgusting.
Bro tips. Thank you. That's what it's called, Zach. Who was it? Bro science or bro math? I was like, it's bro something. Yeah, bro tips. That's what it was. So this was a major scandal on campus. TDX was stripped of their fraternity house and their affiliation with Rutgers. Despite this, the chapter or charge continued to operate as an underground entity, so they continue to party and harass women. Please do not let Hassan continue to lie about his time at college and his frat bro lifestyle. This man has not changed since college. He has just refined his grift. So now knowing all of that, what are your thoughts, Kylie? Because if you need a new grift, if you want to really just rake in some viewers and whatnot, you can set yourself up with some pretty nice Hassan Piker lore deep dives you knew nothing about and just entertain your audience as you find out what a fucking scumbag this guy is, or what it was and is.
I mean, yeah, I was thinking about it, and then you showed me that clip, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to.
I will find you more bro tip episodes and just send them to you, and you can just have fun with a bro tip rabbit hole. Maybe that could be the thing for tonight's stream.
Maybe. I'm thinking about it. Oh, yuck.
So Paul says I don't want to defend either, but I do think horsecock is not as bad as a pedophile. To be fair, that is true. Like if I had to weigh them on a scale, pedophilia is far worse. Not that either are good. You are correct. Also, shout out to Gal Carrymon with a 5-banger. Hassan is a gay. Shout out Gal Carrymon. Truly appreciate it. Thank you so much, homie. This is for you. Bingo, bango, bongo. There it is. Alrighty. There's your amuse-bouche for the evening. They got a little appetizer. You got anything to finish out with before we get into the main course of tonight's show?
I'll say it again. He looked very fat. He should probably lose some weight and work out a little.
I mean, I don't know what you're talking about. He is a liberal in a MAGA body. He is a socialist in a MAGA body, according to like Vanity Fair or Variety or whoever. So.
Well, he could afford to be a little bit more vain. No, I'm sorry. I heard that was his.
To be fair, vanity is like of the 7 deadly sins. I would imagine vanity is probably his numero uno. I mean, I'm sure he's guilty of all of them, but vanity is probably his numero uno. So let's get into this. Last week we talked about AI taking over the gaming industry, and we listened to some dumbass communist try and make a case why AI is the devil. But then today, my boy Hypnotic put this out. This is a major problem for gaming, and it's an AI video. Hopefully, whether we agree or disagree, hopefully Hypno will have some better points than that dumbass we listened to last week. You got anything to say before we start the video?
That was mind numbing. I have more faith in Hypno than that guy from last week because oh my gosh.
You'll love to see it. Well, let's check it out.
It wouldn't be another day in the gaming industry if there wasn't some mega rich CEO trying to convince everybody to not only buy their product, but also in the meantime, ask for less transparency. You know, today we're going to be talking about AI. It's a crutch of a conversation that has been happening pretty much all throughout the industry over the last year, especially ramping up extremely over the last month due to the rising cost of PC hardware because of.
Now, as I've made clear plenty of times, but for anybody that might be new here, this is your first time seeing my video, if this segment gets clipped into a video, I don't fucking care about AI in games as long as it's done well. At the end of the day, most people working on games nowadays suck. I wouldn't mind they lose their jobs. Half of them are losing their jobs. We're talking like 25,000 plus layoffs in the last 2.5 years, give or take. So yeah, use AI. I don't give a shit. That being said, this skyrocketing RAM prices because of the AI data centers, that is an artificial problem. They are artificially they're providing an artificial scarcity of RAM sticks so that they can upcharge the RAM to the individuals, to Silicon Valley, to all these data centers, to the tech industry, to all these world governments that are buying these RAM sticks. So yes, it is not real. It's an artificial scarcity, and we, the normal person, are paying the price. Anything you want to add before we go on, Cindy?
I'm not surprised in the least that they've gone this route because if they can make money, they're gonna fucking do it. I mean, isn't that also like the bad part of capitalism?
Yeah, the bad part of capitalism is crony capitalism, those that will exploit and otherwise what should be open and free market for their own dastardly beliefs and their own dastardly get rich quick schemes and things. Dastardly, what is this? This is a fucking cartoon from 1964. But yes, I mean, you are exactly correct.
Oh, okay.
AI and the bubble that is surrounding it. But this particular video is going to be about the conversation around AI because of Tim Sweeney, the CEO from Epic Games, who is trying to tell Steam that they should no longer be listing AI disclosures on their store. You know, I find it amazing that the store that is supposedly trying to compete without actually competing against Steam is trying to tell Steam that less transparency is a good thing. I never really...
Now, this is interesting. I've been trying to give this some thought as to whether I think the games should have to disclose whether they were made with AI or not. And on the one hand, I'm like, why do we disclose other tools? Like, is it mandatory to disclose, like, if you used Unreal Engine 5 or if you worked on a Mac or a PC? Like, why would AI be any different? But on the other hand, I guess that is something that could affect somebody's purchase, and so you would want to know. I'm mixed on the subject and don't really have an answer yet. What about you, Cindy?
I mean, I don't know. I'm in the camp that it does not matter to me if AI is used because there is always going to be a form of AI in almost every single game. I don't know. I think the type of AI, the extent of AI would also be needed to be, explained because it's going to be different per game.
Right, exactly. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. The idea that disclose if you use AI, and if you use AI for like the way Arc Raiders did, for example, you bring in some voice actors, you have them record a bunch of lines, you train them on an AI model, and then you let the AI model take over from there on out. Does that need disclosed versus somebody who, like, let's say, built an entire game using AI? I agree with you. There's levels to it. As far as what Divinus says about consumers want to see it, there's some that do and some that don't, to be fair. Like, there's some consumers that don't care. There's some that don't want to know. There's some that do want to see it. It really is more nuanced than just a blanket statement of what all consumers do or don't want.
Really quite understood this. I don't understand why Tim Sweeney is trying to say this. Well, actually, wait. I do. There is a lot of controversies currently going on right now surrounding Fortnite and the usage of their AI. There's a lot of controversies right now surrounding AI usage in other AAA games, like Call of Duty Black Ops, for example.
And then Divine says, would you buy a novel written by AI? I wouldn't buy a novel anyway. Reading is gay.
AI is an interesting conversation that has a multitude of different personalities that are taking part in it. And today, we're going to break it all down for everybody to view. So enjoy this totally not AI-generated intro.
Well played, well played.
So hit that like button, subscribe button, all that good YouTube algorithm stuff, and let's break down the conversation about AI in video games. So where did this all begin? This all started with Epic Games CEO Tim Sweeney. Yes, Mr. Sweeney himself, the guy who said that he is not going to focus on
You can be two types of people in the world. You can be a Tim Sweeney or a Sydney Sweeney. And in a world of Tim Sweeney's, be a Sydney Sweeney.
Yes.
adding any of the quality of life features or the social features that Steam has because, well, I guess he really doesn't want to compete with Steam at the end of the day. This particular CEO decided to make this statement over from Insider Gaming. It says the following: Epic Games CEO says that AI disclosure makes no sense for video game stores. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I don't believe this for a second. And I always advocate for more transparency from the gaming industry because, quite frankly, we just don't get enough. The gaming industry is allergic to transparency. They're like roaches trying to avoid the light. They don't like
What do the gaming industry and politics have in common? Like, that's basically what Hypno's asking right now. The answer is transparency.
when things are transparent. And it's funny, you're going to try to get people that are going to say, well, AI isn't everything, so there's no reason why we should disclose it. That is a really weird argument. Do you look at the food labels and say we shouldn't be disclosing what's in this food because it's pretty much in everything now when it's mass-produced food? It's unbelievable. We should know what is in video games, and you should leave it up to the consumer to decide.
And see, I get what he's saying. In fact, I think using the food label analogy is a really good analogy. That being said, I am still struggling to find the difference between, like, at what point, since AI is a tool at the end of the day, what tools do need to be disclosed, what don't. Like, I don't know. There seems to be I can't find a clear answer on at what level there needs to be disclosure. Like, does that make any sort of sense to you?
No, it totally does. But if you're going to go the food route, then you need to disclose where AI was used everywhere. You can't just say, hey, this product used AI, because that's a really big umbrella on what that could mean. So yeah, no, you would need to disclose everything. Was there help with the text? Did you feed it through AI to see how to make it better? You know, like gameplay, was this code okay? You run it through the AI to make sure that it's still solid, or where an error is. I mean, you'd really have to get very, very specific if you're going to say that, yes, AI should be told like where AI was used in this project.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Whether or not they want to participate in whatever it is that you're trying to sell them. AI is going to be no different. Sure, AI could be in every single video game, whether it's minor or whether it's major, and nobody is saying, or at least not me anyway, I'm not saying that the game can't exist, but what I am saying is that people should have the right to know what is in the video game, flat out. Otherwise, why do you have other labels? You might as well remove all other labels in Steam. You might as well remove the fact that Metroidvania is a label, because who cares? Everybody should know what's already in a genre like that. Why don't you remove Souls-like? Because who cares? Everybody should already know what's in a genre like that. No, the fact
to what extent are we allowed to, like, are they, not we, but like, are they allowed to use AI that does not need to be accounted for? Like, it does not need to be said.
I don't know the answer. That's an excellent question, but I don't know the answer to it, because like let's say you use AI to train your enemy combatant AI. It's like, hey, the enemies you fight are relatively basic. We train them on AI modules based on other video games, how to make, smarter enemy AI. So there's like AI training AI just to improve your gameplay experience. Like, does that need to fucking be disclosed?
I don't know. But like, I feel like there's a level.
Yeah, I just don't know what that level is. And I guess in the entrance of transparency, like Hypno is saying, at least letting us know what that level is, there's an argument made there that I would probably agree with.
Yeah.
The matter is, AI being in a video game and being utilized by the majority of the gaming industry right now doesn't excuse the fact of having less transparency, in my opinion. Now, right now, there is a war going on within the gaming industry. You have the creative side of things that are trying to say that AI is complete slop and you should never use it ever, 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 and that you should always hire people. Basically, the people who aren't in charge of the money are the ones that are trying to determine what to do with the money. And the ones that...
Oh, you mean kind of like that dumbass we listened to on Friday night? I will say, to Hypno's credit, he is already, that video was half an hour, the one that we reacted to on Friday. Hypno's is 18 minutes, not quite 20 minutes. We are 3 minutes and 43 seconds in. He has already made better arguments for and against AI than Homeboy did in his half an hour socialist libtard anti-AI spiel last week.
Oh man, that was a slog to get through. And then the guy made no good points at all, I feel like. Yeah, no, Hypno is knocking this shit out of the park. Like he's actually making me think about it now.
Yeah, I agree.
that are in charge of the money are saying, no, we actually can utilize AI to do our jobs faster. We can utilize AI to replace people who are otherwise worse than AI. Like there's a lot of things that AI can do that can provide us with avenues to make things happen quicker and try to maintain the same level of quality that we've been putting out, which, to be honest with you, with most AAA games is probably not that great anyway. And then outside of the gaming industry, you're going to have the different of opinions between the journalists who are trying to all attack AI right now.
Well, it's interesting because, Hypno mentioned AAA, but like also let's talk about indie versus AAA. If you're a AAA studio and you're using AI, for one, I don't give a fuck because you're a AAA studio and most of modern games are dog shit right now anyway, just like Hypno said. If you're an indie dev or a small group of indie devs and you're using AI, I'm gonna be real, man. I don't care. Like most indie games don't do well anyway. Obviously, you got your blowups, you got your exceptions, you got your schedule ones, you got your repos, you got your, stuff like that. Most indie games don't particularly do very well. And whether the game is slop because it's just a poorly made game by a person, or whether it's slop because it's a poorly made game by an AI, like slop is slop. I don't really care about the disclosure as to what kind of slop it is because it's still slop.
That's interesting. Journalists replaced with AI. I mean, how do
That's
we know
already
they
been
have?
happening, and I'm A-okay with it. Fuck
Yeah,
these
how do we?
journalists.
True.
Because they
Matt,
know that their jobs are on.
Okay, go on.
Matt Stanford had a good point. I also kind of feel like a lot of people are lumping general AI with generative AI.
Yes, Matt, that is a major problem. People don't know the difference between AI. They don't know what LLMs are. They don't know the difference between general, generative. You're entirely correct, and that's something that we talked about a little bit on Friday. It's just like the term AI has become a buzzword when in all reality, no AI is actual AI by what the definition is. But again, we just sort of use it as some sort of linguistic thing, as sort of a modern colloquial usage that doesn't actually apply to what it is by its real categorical definition.
The chopping block, and that a lot of them have already been replaced with AI. We've seen examples of this already. And then the ones that do stay that aren't being replaced by AI, they're already utilizing AI to pretend to be other fake journalists to put out slop AI articles. That way they can convince everybody these websites are totally booming, even though they've been firing people left and right. Gaming journalism over the last couple of years has lost about 25% of journalists, and they have not returned to the gaming.
That is heartbreaking. It needs to be higher.
Yeah.
Only
It's
25%,
demoralizing.
like Kotaku, Polygon, The Gamer, Game Rant. What are y'all doing? Step that shit up. I want to see an 80% reduction by Q1 of 2026. You'll need these fucking losers. Fire them all, you worthless fucking hacks.
Agreed. They have too much emotion.
Industry. They are being let go. They
Agreed.
are being fired because they're essentially useless for the most part. If they're not being replaced by AI, they're being replaced by YouTubers. Now, I want to focus mainly on what Tim Sweeney had to say about this entire situation, because some of these responses that he had for this particular conversation is honestly mind-blowing. So the article says the following: the CEO of Epic Games, Tim Sweeney, recently responded to a comment on X, formerly Twitter, that said Steam and other digital marketplaces need to drop the made with AI label. Sweeney said that he agrees with that comment, adding that the AI tag is relevant to art exhibits for authorship disclosure and to digital content licensing marketplaces where buyers need to understand the rights situation. He then added that the AI disclosure makes no sense for game stores, where AI will be involved in nearly all feature production. When another user spoke about customers deserving to know, Sweeney poked fun at those statements, stating, "Why stop at AI use? We could have mandatory disclosures for what shampoo brand the developer uses. Customers deserve to know."
That's being
go for
too much. Sorry.
No, go for it.
That's a bit too much. Now you're acting like a petulant child. Like, I don't want to do it.
Same thing.
I mean, like, that's not even a decent argument. No, because the whatever shampoo the developers are using has nothing to do with what made the game.
Correct. Like, it's not as if, if they switch from Suave to Tresemme, all of a sudden they're going to improve productivity. So, like, but I don't necessarily know that I disagree with him about his, whether or not AI should be listed on a video game storefront or whatnot. Like, you could have an argument either way. But when you try and use a hyper exaggerated analogy, like what shampoo they wear, you've lost the point because you're not actually giving anybody something tangible, something concrete, some point of reference that could be good for or against the argumented point, the argued point. So yeah, that was such a petty. I think you use the word petulant, which is a brilliant way to describe it. Such a petty, petulant, childish way of trying to get your point across.
Yeah. No, you know,
Guy,
it would be so much better if developers said, no, there is no AI usage in this a particular game, like having that as a particular tab or what is it, label.
Well, that's what they do currently. It's just a yes or no option.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, was AI used? Yes or no. They don't even have to explain it to what level AI was used. But again, at this point, when, I mean, like he's saying, 87% of games thus far at this point have some aspect of AI to them. I mean, yeah, 87% of games have an AI to them. That opens the door to like who on Steam or who on any of these storefronts is lying. Because like if you say no, there's no AI used in this game, but like again, you used AI, like you said, just to check your code. Does that count as AI being used? Do you have to check yes, you used it, even though it's not really present in the game? Like it's this weird gray area.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, man, I feel like Tim Sweeney is proof that you could be a retard and still make it as a CEO for a company. Flat out. You just did the literal apples to oranges argument, and it's unbelievable that you actually think, number one, it's funny, and number two, it's a gotcha. Number three, to make any sense whatsoever. You're an idiot. They're not utilizing shampoo to make the video game, so there's no reason to know what shampoo the developer used, you fucking moron. When you are utilizing AI to make the video game, then yeah, people have a right to know that you used AI to make the video game. And the fact that you're getting so upset over people knowing more information about the process of how you...
I disagree with what Hypno is saying there. People do not have a right to know. There is no right to that sort of knowledge. Now, there should be, maybe there's an expectation to that sort of knowledge, or maybe there should be like goodwill for transparency's sake between the corporation or the developers and their customers. But customers don't have a right to know. Like, rights are not something that you just are granted by, you know, when obviously they are. The rights are granted by God if we're talking about, you know, the constitutional aspect and whatnot. But the point is, the idea of like you have a right to certain knowledge when you're a consumer, I don't think is true. The fact that a customer or the company is willing to give that information away and give that transparency away is a reason to earn your dollar as opposed to you just openly having the right to it.
I think we have more of a right to know if Sweet Baby Inc. or companies like that worked on a project more than if they had AI.
Well, even then, I wouldn't say that's a right because a right
well,
is
yeah,
something
right.
that you're owed. But
I
like,
mean, like
if you're saying between the two, which is more relevant, I would agree with you
Yes.
that you know, Sweet Baby Inc. or some sort of DEI consultancy firm's you know, attachment to a project. I would say that's far more relevant than whether or not AI was used.
I think that's fair.
make your games and what you decide to utilize to make your games just shows exactly why we need product transparency in the first place. This is why. Because you are getting so upset, it proves to me that you have something to hide, essentially. Now, the funny thing is, this is coming from the CEO.
I don't necessarily know that it means you got something to hide. It might just be like, it's just unnecessary extra steps that could, like, you know, ruin your game due to people's preconceived notions. Like, people have super they have so much animosity towards AI without even understanding AI. And so let's say you just used AI to, like you gave the example earlier, you ran your code through an AI to make sure that it was you know, good code and whatnot. And do customers have a right to know you did that, or should they even have an expectation to know you did that? Again, what makes using AI different than disclosing whether your game was made on Windows, Linux, or Mac, right? Like, what's the difference there?
There isn't one. But I mean, like, if you really need like a little tag that says whether or not AI was used, it should say, you know, AI is used in language, or like the talking module in Arc Raiders. Like, disclose the type. Like, is it speech? Is it text? Is it, you know, it's something else? Like, is it the acting? If you really, really have to have it, I feel like it's going to be needed to be sorted like single player, multiplayer, and whatever genre, like how it's differently used. Like saying, oh, AI is used is a very, very broad brush.
Well, and the multiverse map by adds a terrible argument. Says because the process is automated. the whole reason for human ingenuity is automation. Like, we keep on automating as many processes as we can. Like I was saying early on Friday when we were talking about this, we don't have dudes standing in an assembly line at car factories anymore. We have robots doing it now. It's automated. The idea of it being automated, therefore, it's instantly different. That's a horrible, irrelevant argument, because automation has been the goal of human technological progress since the beginning.
Who is also in charge of Unreal Engine 5, the engine that everybody seems to hate because no developer knows how to properly use it for the most part. There's been, out of all the video games,
this has nothing to do with the price of games. That, again, that's a foolhardy argument. This has literally nothing to do with the price of games. Like, for example, the reason prices are such is to offset production costs. Whether a person is doing it or an AI is doing it, there is data being used. There's electricity being used. There are production costs. And unless you know for fact, for certain, that costs less to use AI than it does a person, you can't make that argument. So again, you're talking about something that you haven't either thought about or don't know enough about.
that have come out with Unreal Engine 5, 90+% of them have released completely broken or have this famous stutter issue or whatever the case would be. It's been an absolute shit show. It almost makes you wonder if there's AI to be blamed for that, whether it's AI coding or people or developers utilizing AI in some other manner built into Unreal Engine. Who really knows? Now, let's go back to the something to hide metric, because this is where I really want to focus on. So Tim Sweetie is trying to say that you should remove the AI label from the stores, that you should not have made with AI because it's pointless, because almost everything is made with AI. And he's right. Right now, there is a controversy going on right now with Fortnite players, and this is probably only going to...
Well, like, you guys noticed that my thumbnail, maybe you noticed, maybe you didn't. My thumbnail for this show was different tonight. It was largely the same. It still says Countercast. It still has, the large, anime girl, because that's going to be part of the subject. It still had the image of me. But if you'll notice, there were several changes to it. I had thicker outlines around Countercast. I added a tagline that said anime drama. After I made my thumbnail, I ran that thumbnail through AI and asked it, rate this thumbnail on a scale of 1 to 10 for things like algorithmic, algorithmic consistency, ease of access for viewer. And I gave it a bunch of metrics, and it gave me a score of 1 to 10. I got like an 8.5, and it said, here's ways you can improve. And I then made some changes, made some edits, thickened the outline, changed some of the saturation, stuff like that. Then I fed the new thumbnail, which was largely the same, but with little differences recommended, into that AI again. And the AI then said, hey, the improvements work. We now score this a 9.2 out of 10. Here's where it improved. Here's some other adjustments that you could possibly make. Now, I didn't. I was, happy with the 9.2. But the point is it necessary for me to disclose to you guys that I had an AI rate my thumbnail and offer me advice on improvement? I truly don't think that is necessary for me to disclose to you guys.
Yeah, I do the same thing. So
right.
It makes your life so much easier.
It does, and it has. It's great to have people catch things that you might not notice. Like, prior to me doing this, Cindy would frequently send me some of her thumbnails and be like, "Yo, I need a thumbnail check. Give me some ideas. Make sure this is okay." And I would look at it and be like, "Hey, this might need to be a little bit bigger. Hey, I think you got this angled too much. Hey, and improve the brightness, the contrast here." Now, Cindy can do the same thing with an AI, and it's probably going to give her a better understanding of the thumbnail and how it will work with the algorithm than me, because, well, being a machine, it's trained on the algorithm. It's trained on the inner workings, as opposed to I'm just going off of my anecdotal experience on YouTube. And as we all know, algorithm changes all the goddamn time. So advice I give her tomorrow today could be entirely different tomorrow. So, like, I don't think that's something that's necessary to be disclosed whatsoever.
But again, it also depends on the usage. Like, should you suddenly use AI to be you, so you don't have to stream? That should be disclosed. Maybe.
Not only should that
absolutely
be disclosed, but you shouldn't do that, because in my opinion, that defeats the entire purpose of authenticity on YouTube. But
affect a small handful of Fortnite players. But if you're looking at these screenshots that are being shared over at Reset Era right now, there are screenshots of absolute AI art imagery being used in Fortnite. You got this one that says Uvola, which is basically like a jewelry brand, but it's completely made with AI. The worst one out of all the pictures by far is this particular poster that says relax faster, mile high retreat, relax higher. And it seems to be a Yeti, but if you pay attention to his feet, one foot has 5 toes and one foot has 4 toes.
And see, is shit like this dumb? Should shit like this be, looked over by a human to make sure this doesn't happen? Yes, absolutely. However, here's my counter argument. The motherfuckers that Insomniac put a Cuban flag in a Puerto Rican household because they didn't know the difference between fucking Puerto Rico and Cuba. So, like, again, yes, this is dumb, and yes, people letting AI do this shit for them, but it's not like we don't have dumbasses in the AAA industry making even more egregious mistakes.
I mean, like, they're kind of making AI a necessity for as much damage as they've done to the AAA gaming space.
And you are exactly correct. Like, it's no wonder people would rather use AI. By the way, I'm sure Kata is Brit the fuck up looking at this image right now. That is if he watched my streams. Kata doesn't watch my streams. Kata doesn't watch anyone's streams but his own. Anyway, no, Kata would be Brit the fuck up watching this. Yeah, people are using AI because, or people are deferring to AI, not even because they like it, but because to them, it's the lesser of two evils when it comes to, do you want the AAA industry and do you want these people that don't know the difference between a fucking Cuban flag and a Puerto Rican flag? Or do you want a computer doing it because fuck these people, they don't need to be in the industry?
Fuck these people, they don't need to be in the industry. Yeet them out.
Agreed.
I wonder why that is. Surely that is not a creative decision by an artist that you actually paid. No, it's obviously AI. They're utilizing AI to make this art. And they wonder, like, of course you wonder why they want to hide the AI made with AI label. Even here, look at this Back to the Future Marty McFly picture that they essentially made with AI. It's got the typical Studio Ghibli
looks
look.
like Marmalade
You think they drew
Boy.
this? Of course not. They made it with AI. So Tim Sweeney is saying this because he wants to get rid of the AI disclosure label from any particular video games that are listed on these stores so that people just don't know, right? Most people who don't watch these videos or aren't part of the conversation in any kind of sense, whether it's mainstream gaming media with articles and journalists or whether it's watching YouTubers, if they're not part of the conversation, they're most likely not going to know, but it's only a matter of time before they see the...
I mean, Hypno is correct. If they're not part of the conversation, they're not going to know. But the better question is, if people aren't part of the conversation, then do they care? Because in my opinion, if they cared, they'd be part of the conversation, or they'd be at least part of the information gathering process.
No, they don't care. They just want to make money.
Yeah, well, no, I'm talking about the consumers.
Oh, the consumers. Oh, no, they don't care. They just want to play a game.
Hypno is saying, but before you answer, just so I can clarify for you, Hypno is saying that this is bad for the consumers because if we take away the AI label, it's bad for the consumers because a lot of people aren't paying attention. They don't watch these sort of videos. They're not in the conversation. So they don't know whether something has AI in it or not. And my argument is, well, if they cared, they would watch these videos. They would be in on the conversation. They would be in on the research gathering process. So who cares?
I think that's a high expectation for the consumer. Like, you'll have the few that are very, very picky about it, but then you'll also have the majority that aren't reading the labels, that do not care so long as the game is good, the women and the men are good looking. Yeah, the story is decent. That's all they care about. So if whether or not it's made by AI, well, if it's made better than what a human can make, they're not going to care.
I think that 90% of the time you are correct. There are going to be those holdouts. There are going to be people who just loathe AI for the existence of it being AI. But I think that by and large, you're correct. People just want a product that they like and they can play and that is functional and that they enjoy, whatever it may be, regardless of how that product got. Like, if you ask anybody in the world, are you okay with slavery? Obviously, they're going to say no. However, when you reframe it and be like, so are you going to give up your cell phone because, there's a bunch of fucking little black, skinny, underfed children working in cobalt mines getting paid 3 pennies a day to get the cobalt for your cell phone and your car batteries. You're going to give up your cell phone and your car. They're going to be like, oh, okay, well, I care about child slavery, but not that fucking much.
Oh yeah, what about your Gucci bag, your Prada shoes, your Jimmy Choos? Like, all of those are made by slave labor. All they do is they make it up to a point and then they ship it out to like Gucci or whoever, and you guys buy it.
Right. So I truly don't want to hear the sort of like moral grandstanding and like AI is so bad. It does this, this, and this. Like, again, if we could take your moral philosophy and we could tear it down and we would find something you would have exceptions for because, it makes your life easier and you'll find a way to give a reason or give some sort of justification. Well, we can't live without a cell phone. It's a necessary evil. Sure, I'll accept that. But by the same token, that's still a lapse in your moral philosophy because of a convenience.
No, then they're saying that slavery in itself is a necessary evil.
Exactly. Bingo, bango, bongo. Chip, it's Universe coming in with a 2-banger says, I'm sorry, little black what? Little black underfed child into cobalt mines. God damn, get the banana out your ear.
It's stupid. You're stupid. Stop being stupid.
Obvious connection between all the
Thanks for
art, because
doing it,
all
bud.
this AI art looks very similar to one another. And again, for me, I want to make it very clear, I don't mind developers utilizing AI as a tool. I feel like AI should not be making the entire game. I feel like AI should be used as a tool from skilled developers that know how to use it properly.
I agree. I agree completely with Hypno. And really, I don't know any normal person that is against AI being used as a tool. Like, for anyone that's thought about it for 5 fucking seconds, I don't know anyone that would be against it.
I'm sure there's few in the chat that are. I was against the AI art aspect. However, I also recognize that's unavoidable. Like, everybody's going to use it regardless of how I feel.
Well,
So it's
no,
just
you
like,
said you were against it, which means you're not
yeah,
now. And I would assume you're not now because
I'm
not
not.
only do you accept that, yes, everyone's going to use it, but because you and I have had a long conversation about this, you
Mhm.
also know that you've also learned what AI is, how it works, how the art process for it works when it comes to the generation. So, like, it's your opinion changed because you actually got further information as opposed to, giving into the fear mongering you see on the internet.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, I can understand the uses for it now. Hey, how's the coloring on this? Hey, how can I make this a little bit better? Could you give me some tips? I mean, like, there's plenty of ways to use it.
Yeah, couldn't agree more.
And to make it easier for them to develop video games through their own personal creative process. But unfortunately, we are going to get to a point where as they continue to rely more and more on AI, it's only a matter of time before AI completely takes over almost all development. And these developers get so lazy or they get out of a job because the studios don't even feel like they have to hire developers. It's going to get there within a few years, 5 to 10 years probably. It's going to get there. Now, again, I want to focus on...
Now, Hypno is probably correct. I don't know if he's probably correct, but I would say there's a non-zero chance he's correct. We will be seeing a future. It's entirely possible, at least we'll see a future where these AAA companies, one of them's going to do it at some point, that they've got a few people in, like, product management or whatever. They've got a few people in, like, these oversight roles that just make sure everything is coming in properly. But beyond that, they're having AI do everything. And yeah, if one studio does it and it's successful, and another studio is going to try, it'll gain traction. More and more will be doing it. However, that will just mean there will now be an increased, more incentivized market for handmade games. Like, if you go on Steam and you see a game that, it's an indie game or maybe even a AAA game where they say, we didn't use AI in this shit at all, that'll become a selling point. Like, you might be able to charge a premium for it even, which I don't know if I'd be for or against that, but it's something that could possibly happen. I mean, if you've got artists right now, they're like, I don't use AI whatsoever, and because of that, I charge an extra 15, 20% these other artists, don't charge. I know a lot of motherfuckers would be willing to pay that extra 15, 20% to know that what they're getting is 100% full-on handcrafted with no AI.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think that's the best way to go. It's like, I don't know, make more money for doing the right thing, in that it should be human based. Capitalism, baby.
Ah, there it is. Capitalism, baby. We got a boy Chippus Universe for a 5-banger. Oh, I can't wait for the day we can go to the auction and buy some clankers. It's coming. Dude, for real. I will absolutely go to a clanker auction.
Find Peter Parker.
Who the hell are you?
地獄からの使者スパイダーマン
Shout out. Thanks for the 5-banger, brother.
The fact that Tim Sweeney is trying to tell Steam what to do. Meanwhile, Steam has almost double, if not triple, the amount of active users that Epic Games has, and they don't have to keep giving away free games in order to try to, convince people to utilize their platform. Epic Games, last we heard, around, I believe, like 2023, had an all-time high of 74 to 75 million active users over on Epic Games, whereas Steam, back in 2021, that was the last time we actually got any numbers from them officially. It was at 130 some odd million active users.
Bro, Epic is just getting like dog. They are getting just styled on by Steam. Like, who the fuck uses Epic? I had Epic because I wanted to play Rocket League with my brother, and once I stopped playing that, promptly uninstalled that shit because I don't even want that shit on my fucking desktop, bro.
Right. And that it's the shitty interface. It
Oh, dude, it is
constantly
probably
lags.
the worst launcher. Like, all EA and Ubisoft faults and whatnot, they at least probably got better fucking launchers than Epic. That shit is ass.
100%.
Sebrew with a 2-banger. Pretty sure Leon will have a male horse clanker. You know what?
Stop it. Get some help.
Fuck you, Sebrew.
And that was back in 2021. There are estimates out there of Steam having around 180 active million users right now, with the majority of it coming from China and English, where those two markets are exploding in terms of Steam usage.
Did he just say coming from China and English?
Did it?
Yes, hold on. Roll the tape.
From China and English, where those
Oh, goodness. He's an AI.
Yeah, Hypno's an AI. Confirmed.
two markets are exploding in terms of Steam usage over the last couple of years. So that could be a thing. But overall, we don't have an official number because Steam, since 2021, has not released any official number. Now, here's my major concern about AI and the overall conversation surrounding it outside of the actual gaming itself from a software perspective. I want to talk about AI's impact from a hardware perspective. Right now, we are seeing record-breaking.
I think this is a far more important and far more relevant conversation to be having. That's why I did a whole ass video on this earlier last week or a few days ago. So I guess it was late last week. But anyway, because this is far more important. But this isn't the conversation most people are having. Most people are talking about, oh, AI bad. Oh, AI art. Oh, people lose jobs. Like, I don't give a fuck about none of that. Let's talk about what it's doing for the hardware game and the artificial scarcity that's now being put in place because they want to upcharge those RAM sticks like we were talking about earlier. That to me is a far more important discussion, and people either aren't thinking about it, they don't care about it, they don't understand it, maybe all of the above. Like it is mind-numbing to me that the people are just going to focus on the surface level. What about the artists and these are jobs? Fuck them artists. Why are RAM sticks now $1,200 fucking dollars when they were $600 2 weeks ago?
Well, not just that, but why are games like $70 to $100 if you're going to use AI? Like, if you're making the jobs much easier and much cheaper, why are we paying so fucking much?
Well, because I would say that as it currently stands, there's really no proof that AI is making it cheaper. Making something quicker doesn't inherently it doesn't make it cheaper.
I don't know. I think it does, because if they're firing all those people, I think somebody mentioned it in chat, like that are making $20 an hour, you can get rid of an entire group, have 3 of the original artists on hand, and then you have much easier workloads because you have the AI generating the art, and then the artist going through.
Here's where you're missing out. AI doesn't exist in a vacuum. It's got to run. It takes massive amounts of power to run AI. So yeah, you fire all the artists, so you lose money there, but your electric costs go way up because of all the electricity you're using running the AI. So is it really cheaper? I don't think we have the math to know for sure. It might be cheaper in the long run, but as it currently stands, it's actually probably about the same or even more expensive to use AI.
I don't know. I would need to see specifics.
I would need to see data as well, but that's why I'm just asking the question. Like, there's, as far as I can tell, there really isn't definitive data to say whether it's cheaper. Because again, faster and more convenient doesn't necessarily mean cheaper.
Well, I mean, look at Crunchyroll. They charge such a exorbitant price for their services, and they're using ChatGPT to translate everything.
I mean, that's true, but Crunchyroll's got, I'm gonna be real, Crunchyroll's got so many issues. ChatGPT, in my opinion, is the fucking least of them.
No, it's just the fact that they're charging for so damn much for not doing a damn thing themselves.
I mean, all right, I'll posit you this way. Yeah, they're charging a lot for not doing anything themselves. What would you rather have? Would you rather have ChatGPT doing the doing the localizations, or would you rather have these blue-haired land whales that celebrate Charlie Kirk's death doing the localizations?
If they don't get the input from those blue-haired freaks, I would prefer the AI.
So would you pay extra to not have those blue-haired freaks do the localization?
No, because I wouldn't pay for Crunchyroll in general, though.
Oh, okay, but hypothetically, if your
Well, like-
option was pay for blue hair land whales do localization or pay a little bit more but have AI do the localization so that those guys get butt fucked, which would you pay?
I would need to know why AI costs more than the humans that aren't doing their
No,
job.
ask me.
No,
Let's
I
just
know,
say
but
that-
I'm saying I would need to know why.
okay,
it would
but you're
cost
missing the
more.
point of a hypothetical. Hypothetical, you to follow a flow of logic. This to see if your logic is consistent. So the why doesn't matter. Let's say the reason it costs more is you're paying a premium to not have the blue hair land whales that land whales that celebrate Charlie Kirk's death being involved. Let's say that's what it is. You're like, I would rather pay $2 more a month just so they aren't the ones doing it. Is that an acceptable sale to you?
Yeah.
That's my point. So, like, while I get what you're saying, I agree with what you're saying, the value system is going to be, dependent person to person.
That's true.
We got Saint Hugo for a 2-banger. Since I generate my stuff, my own rig, I can measure the power consumption spikes in theory. That would be incredibly interesting because, yeah, Saint Hugo is a solo game dev. And he does, use AI. Obviously, he doesn't have it do fucking everything because, again, then he wouldn't be a fucking game dev. But yeah, that's something that'd be a very interesting test. I'd be very curious as to how that turned out. And then our boy Chippus Universe came in with a 2-banger. Wait till you learn about the CEO of OpenAI. Hey, thanks both of you guys. Truly appreciate it. Let's go ahead and give y'all a clip.
Y'all can clip me all you want. I think Alyssa Mercante has a nice ass, but I guarantee you she doesn't shave her armpits. So I'm good.
Price increases in terms of PC hardware, mostly RAM right now. It is unbelievable. I mean, some of the RAM that has been available for like $150 not even a year ago is now going up to $600-700. It's crazy. I'm personally happy that about a year ago I upgraded to 128 gigs of RAM. I'm glad I did it, back then versus trying to do it now because it's unbelievable what the prices are going to right now. We have an article here from IGN, and it says, concern that skyrocketing RAM prices are driven by AI needs will cause problems for high-end gaming for several years. Now, this is my biggest issue, okay? Because high-end gaming has always been niche, all right? Not everybody has a crazy rig. Most gamers have about an average rig, right? Right in the middle, not too low, not too high. I think that what's going to happen is this AI boom that we're seeing, until the bubble bursts, the amount of price increases that we're going to see for hardware is going to be astronomical, to the point where even NVIDIA essentially admitted that they're not even making GPUs for gamers anymore. They essentially admitted that they're making GPUs for AI now at this point. It's unbelievable, man. Like,
and to be fair, I don't have an issue with that. Like, it sucks as far as what it's doing to the consumer. That sucks because we are getting butt fucked because of it. However, like Hypno was saying, most people weren't running high-end rigs anyway. That was a niche, expensive hobby. Most people running mid-tier to low-end rigs. And I think it was a Legendary Drops video last week that showed, like, most people run. Now, he was talking, the graphics cards they were using, like the top 10 most used graphics cards on, as noticed by Steam, as watched by Steam. They were all about 6 years old on average. Like all of the top 10, most of the ones in the top 10 were 6 years old. In fact, none of the graphics cards released in the last year, give or take, some of these new high-end ones, not a single one of them graced the top 10 most used on the Steam database. So if you're a company and your whole thing is making money, wouldn't you go where the money is? Clearly, the money is not in the hands of the regular consumer doing regular PC stuff. They're not buying the high-end shit.
Well, yeah, isn't that because they artificially raised the prices like way back in the day too? Because I remember people getting really upset over certain parts like skyrocketing in price as well.
It ebbs and flows and for different reasons, yeah.
Yeah, but they replace the parts so often, or you get new upgraded stuff like every 5 months, it feels like. So they're outdating their own stuff so quickly while charging so damn much.
Yep. You're exactly correct. Anything that was released 6 months ago may as well have been released 10 years ago.
Oh, absolutely. That's crazy.
Gamers, essentially, the hardware, they doesn't matter to them. Like, they're not even at the forefront of NVIDIA's mind when it comes to making products anymore. And the RAM is just going to be the first, sign that things are clearly not going the way that most gamers would want. So even if you do want to eventually upgrade to a high-end computer rig, that is now going to cost you 2 to 3 times more than it ever did, which is going to make things like the Steam Machine even more attractive to people that want to get in on PC games.
Well, I mean, I agree with Hypno in theory. Something like this would make the Steam Machine more attractive. However, Steam Machine also uses these parts. So hypothetically, that is now going to be more expensive when it releases, let's say, in March versus if it had released last March, because it still uses these same, RAM components, still uses these same GPU components, things to that effect. So the Steam Machine, if it was released, 9 months ago, as opposed to in 3 months, the price differential is going to be noticeable.
Yeah, that's true. That's fair.
Gaming, but can't necessarily afford the rig because of, whatever, price increases, RAM increases, whatever. So it says there is an increasing concern that skyrocketing RAM prices will impact high-end gaming, not just in the short term, but the long term. With the explosive growth of generative AI data centers are hovering.
Carol says the question is, did Valve already source the parts before the price increase? I would wager a guess that they sourced a lot of parts prior to the increase, but it's not like there's a fixed amount, right? It's not like there's a fixed amount of Steam machines and there's no more. They're going to have to keep production rolling. And if they keep production rolling and they keep paying that fixed price, that means they'd likely be selling these consoles at a loss. Now, is Steam gonna sell these at a loss because they're gonna make it all up with the software? Maybe. I really don't know.
I mean, if they really want to win that console war, which I know is not like a factor for them, they would have to match PlayStation's price of like 500 currently.
No, Steam can absolutely crush Microsoft and Sony in the console war, even with $1,000 console.
That's just so expensive.
Well, you say that, but it's really not. You've got $1,000 was effectively a mid-tier PC, when right now those are roughly $2,000 to $2,500, right?
Right.
So really, it's the opposite. It's inexpensive. Is it more expensive than a console? Yes. Is it cheaper than a PC, even though it effectively is a PC? Also, yes. So it just depends on what angle you're looking at. At the end of the day, most people will pay more for a better product. That's just the way the world goes. Like, assuming you've got the money, and most people will do what they can to find the money if it's something that they do see value in. So if you tell somebody you can have a $500 PS5 with no fucking games, you can have a $1,000 Steam machine, which is effectively a medium-end PC, that has an abundance of games that are always on sale, or you can go $2,500, have yourself a high medium, like a medium, but on the high end of medium PC with all the same stuff. But you're paying more, but you will be able to get better. Like, what do you think most people are going to choose? I would wager that in our current economic status, most people are going to choose that medium option because, yeah, it's more expensive than the lower tier, but you've got so much more variety. You've got so much more money saving capabilities with the games. Like, as long as people understand the market, I think the Steam Machine is going to trounce Microsoft. That's not even a question. I think it's going to trounce Sony as well.
It'll be interesting, that's for sure.
Yep, real fans will find a way to make the purchase. Is what Randy Pitchford. Thing is, he was saying that about a dog shit product. We're talking about an actual product that seems that it will be worth the money if everything about it is true.
Over on the world's memory and storage supply, sparking price hikes that some experts could fear could last for decades. Cheap SSDs and DRAM and HDDs are pretty much a thing of the past.
It's a great way to look at it. You can spend more than $1,000 just on one computer part alone. A plug-and-play mid-tier computer for gaming would be a godsend. So when you look at it that way, is the Steam machine even $1,000 really that expensive? RAM sticks are $1,200, give or take now.
That's fair. I didn't even think about that.
That's the point I'm trying to make. He just said it way better than me.
With prices rising as AI demand outstrips the supply. This has already caused price rises, with PC retailer CyberPower PC announcing a hike for memory modules across the US and the UK due to market conditions. I love that they continue. Doesn't matter what industry you're in. They always use the term market conditions and they try to say, yeah, listen, we want to raise the prices, but we're looking for something to blame. So we're going to blame you guys participating in the market. That's what we're going to do, because the scalpers or the people who are buying this up no matter what the price, because they need to utilize AI for whatever their business is. Yeah, we're just going to blame.
You know what's wrong there? It's not the scalpers. It's not scalpers doing this. Again, this is why I think it's important to note that this is an artificial scarcity, creating an inflation in the prices of these RAM sticks, because Nvidia and AMD and all these people that put this out, put these products out there, know that they can charge these tech companies and these governments that are investing in AI an arm and a leg. Because tech companies, they got money to throw around. Governments, they got money to throw around. Who gets fucked? Us little guys. But it's not, you know, it's not people. Well, I guess you could call it scalpers if you're referring to like AMD and Nvidia, that they're the ones doing the scalping. In that regard, I guess I would agree. But I'd say it's more gouging than scalping.
Them, and we're gonna just make out with crazy money right now. So thank you for all the money we're getting on RAM right now. It's unbelievable. It really is. Now, again, guys, whether you agree or disagree with the removal of the AI label on Steam, for example, I've always said that Steam is one of the more, I guess you could say, consumer friendly services that are out there right now. They definitely do everything they can to try to be as transparent as possible when it comes to what you're at least purchasing. I don't think they give the same grace to their developers that are trying to upload their video games, as we have seen with a lot of the censorship lately. But overall, they are the better one out of pretty much all these other platforms. And I just find it insane that Tim is trying to make them be less transparent. Why would they be less transparent? Steam has gotten where they've gotten because they are more transparent. Steam is one of the only services that are still providing player concurrent numbers on video games to see how well they are performing and ranking them without actually hiding the information or trying to hide it and sell it to you down the line. They're the only ones still openly giving it. So transparency is important. It is very key for customer trust and customer branding. And I really feel like trying to remove that is going to cause a precedent that Tim Sweeney would love to take advantage of. Either that, or maybe he's trying to mess up Steam from within. I really don't know at the end of the day. But keep in mind, guys, it's not just Epic Games that is under fire right now for the AI usage. You know, we covered the other day, but I'll just bring it up here again to remind people. But Black Ops 7 is currently getting attacked right now because of their obvious AI usage in their calling.
Well, see, here's the thing, though. Black Ops 7, if it was a good game and there was obvious AI usage, they wouldn't be being attacked near as hard. They're getting attacked because this is a AAA game on a yearly release that is fucking dog shit, and you've got the AI usage on top of that. Again, if it was just the AI, yeah, you'd still have some people throwing a bitch fit, but it would be far lower. That's my takeaway.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Cards. If you guys missed that, I'll put it up on screen for you to see again. But the calling cards are essentially all Studio Ghibli calling cards. So very obviously made with AI. And these companies are trying to experiment with what people are going to be okay with swallowing. That's really what it is. They're trying to test you, the player, to see what you're willing to accept when it comes to AI art. And right now they're starting with the small things, a couple of DLCs here and there, a couple of calling cards here and there. They're starting with the small things, and if you accept it, they will fire the people that used to make them. And they will
the same thing. No, I'm right there with you, Nick. He says AI didn't ruin Arc Raiders. In fact, I think that what Arc Raiders did with AI and the way they did like the voice lines with it and whatnot is revolutionary. I'm A-okay with it. I mean, that's literally, look, it's not like it's going to be mandatory in games going forward. Oh, bring in voice actors, have them, you train an AI model and the AI takes over everything. It's not going to be mandatory, but for the studios and games and devs that want to utilize that, I think that's a very innovative piece of technology, and it's fine. Go for it.
Yeah, I think Demon Carol also brought up a good point. Where Wins Me, I heard it had AI, and that it makes it different. And that I don't know if this is true. I haven't played it, but like the populace uses an AI that you can form friendships with everybody. And
I don't know about that. I don't know too much about where Winds meet, just because like I'm glad people are having fun with it. It looks truly awesome. To me, it's a case of when something's too good to be true. It probably is. This shit's from China. It's free to play, and the only things you pay for are like a $20 battle pass and cosmetics. Nah, that shit is data harvesting, evil Chinese corporate control mechanisms meant to usurp the United States. I ain't touching that shit. Ain't ever going on my rig. There's something fishy about it. But for people playing it and enjoying it, good on you, and I hope you're having fun with it. Point is, I don't know enough about where Winds meet to actually commentate on it for that reason. I'm avoiding it like the plague.
Ah, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
Get
they're
rid of them and then replace them with AI, and then they'll try to push even more until eventually it gets to the point where AI has completely taken over and is developing the game on its own. And at this point, they have already conditioned most gamers, sadly, and I hate to say this, most gamers are conditioned to accept the fact that a lot of these video games are being released broken day one. It's a sad truth, right? Some people don't, right?
Hypno is entirely correct here, and this has been something I've been harping about pretty much since I started my channel. Gamers are just as much to blame as developers, because developers will be like, we're sorry it was buggy on release, we'll get a patch out there ASAP, and guess what? Stop buying shit day one, and developers will be forced to release a game that fucking works on day one. But gamers, because they're so fucking addicted, video games like goddamn crack to them, they just take it all up, and they're willing to buy these subpar products and just accept a supposedly patch fix somewhere down the line. Yeah, gamers are just as much to blame. Obviously not everyone, but by and large, this wouldn't be common industry practice if most people weren't okay with it.
Well, that, and I feel like people feel kind of defeated, right? Because we threw the fit, we got angry, but nothing's changed, and we can't get it to stop. So
Nothing's changed because people aren't voting with their wallets. So yeah, we can
No, I
talk about how
agree.
much we hate it all we want, but like if people don't actually go out there and just stop paying for this shit, then why would anything change?
That's fair. That's fair.
And me personally, I really hate it to the point where I don't even buy Bethesda games day one anymore. I haven't for many years because of their just lack of trust, right? I don't have trust in Bethesda. They have completely messed it up. They've released their games so broken. They take forever to fix them. I'm good. I'll just wait till it's $7.
Dude, I am at the point I didn't even, first of all, what are my favorite game franchises of all time? I'm sure you know this about me.
Resident Evil? Sonic?
And there you go. You listed the two, right? Resident Evil doesn't really matter right now because there hasn't been a Resident Evil game in a bit. Sonic. I'm at a point, I didn't even pre-order Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. You know how huge a Sonic. Now, I did buy it day one after making sure it worked properly and checked all the reviews and made sure it was released, not in a broken, fucked up state. So I purchased it. But we're at a point where me, the world's largest normal Sonic fan, didn't pre-order a fucking Sonic game because I don't trust these developers.
I think that's fair. Like, even when I bought my own games, because you guys have been so generous and so kind. Thank you. But like, I would wait to hear how bad it was before I even considered buying it.
Okay, Matt, I'm a normal Sonic fan in comparison to other fucking Sonic fans. Again, I'm not a normal person, but like, you look at me, then look at those fucking degenerates. By comparison, your boy's pretty fucking normal.
$5. I'm good. It's going to get there eventually at some point anyway. So Microsoft, is doing the same thing with Black Ops 7 with the calling cards. If you accept the calling cards, then eventually you're going to accept the gun skins. And then after you accept the gun skins, eventually you're going to accept the operator skins. And after you accept the operator skins, you get where I'm going with it. It's only a matter of time. This has sparked so much controversy that it even received the attention of U.S. Congressman Ro Khanna, which is hilarious, by the way. He stated that we need regulations that prevent companies from utilizing AI to eliminate jobs to extract greater profits. Now,
and what's funny, I don't like Ro Khanna, right? Ro Khanna, Democrat. I will say he's one of the most consistent and, by Democrat standards, honest Democrats out there. Like I might not like his policies or whatnot, but I at least respect him. I heavily disagree here. But yeah, I'm not surprised out of all the fucking Democrat politicians out there making commentary on this, that it's Ro Khanna. And I know I'm speaking to you going way over your head right now because you thought Ro Khanna was probably some fucking subtitle for a Japanese video game, like Sweet Code 4, Ro Khanna. So this means nothing to you. But anyway.
It does sound like a font.
It does sound like a font.
Personally, I don't agree with this, right? And the reason why I don't agree with this is because almost nothing was ever done on a permanent level to stop automation throughout history. Automation has cost so many people their jobs in history. People, look at McDonald's. They wanted $15 an hour to be a cashier, and they ended up getting that by getting fired and replaced by a kiosk.
And guess what? Your boy has used those kiosks multiple times, and I love it. I go into Mickey D's. It's not like I do this often, but your boy goes into Mickey D's and I start tapping on the fucking screen, and I was like, all right, I want no bun. I want no lettuce. I want no tomato. Oh, just narrow it down to just burger and cheese. Oh, I just scan my card. Next thing I know, bingo, bango, bongo, burger at my table. Your boy's happy. I didn't have to talk with nobody. I didn't have to do shit, and I'm A-okay with that.
I don't eat out.
Fair enough. My point is, I don't give a fuck that some greasy dude isn't getting $15 an hour. I just want my goddamn burger, and I'll get it however way I want it. If that means interacting with a kiosk, guess what? It turns out I prefer the kiosk. I've seen the way you McDonald's motherfuckers touch food and whatnot. Like, I don't know. I don't want to interact with you.
I don't mind.
A hole in your tooth? What is wrong with you? No wonder you didn't get hired at the fucking Arby's. Arby's for people without holes in their teeth.
Ew.
Just saying.
The same thing here, man. Bad developers are going to be replaced. Even some good developers, sadly, are going to be replaced. But the bad ones are going to be replaced first. They're no longer going to be needed, and they're going to be replaced by AI, where the good developers will utilize the tool to do their job better and to help speed up the process. Now, after that is all done, then we're going to see what's really going to happen. Are we going to see these studios double down and fire the good developers to replace them with AI too? To be honest with you, that's probably going to happen. So ultimately, guys, this whole conversation around AI, I find it to be very interesting. We have seen a lot of examples in multiple different video games of AI usage, and this is not going to stop. We're going to keep seeing more and more and more. Those Fortnite pictures that we looked at was extra egregious, especially the really ugly Yeti with the 4 toes on one.
But again, because I'm sure this video is almost over, so I'll close out by saying this. Is this any more egregious than the AAA devs that put a fucking Cuban flag in a Puerto Rican home in Spider-Man 2 because they didn't know the difference?
Yeah, no, I don't think it is. There is no difference. It's hilarious either way.
Yep.
I'd have
And
never
honestly,
noticed those toes.
I never would have noticed the toes. That Puerto Rican flag on the other hand, or that Cuban flag on the other hand, that shit was noticeable because it's a whole ass wrong fucking country, giant ass flag plastered on the wall. I never would have noticed this motherfucker. I wouldn't have noticed this. I wouldn't have in a million years.
Foot and the 5 toes on another
By the
foot.
way, that makes it okay. I'm not saying, oh, just throw the AI slap out there. People aren't going to notice it. All I'm saying is one is worse than the other. If a computer misses a toe and whatnot, that shit can be fixed as AI gets better. There's no improving these dumb fucks working in the AAA industry.
Yeah.
Pretty damn hilarious. But we're gonna keep seeing more examples of that. Even Call of Duty with the Christmas zombie, he had 6 fingers instead of 5. It was so obvious they were doing it even back then that they're gonna continue doing it now, if not worse. So you guys let me know in the comments down below. What do you think about this entire conversation around AI? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you want to see no AI? Are you okay with some AI being utilized as long as it's by a good developer who can help his process? Or do you want to see all these developers replaced by AI? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, do all the YouTube algorithm stuff, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.
Yep, excellent video, my boy. Excellent video. I'm gonna link it to you guys in the chat. Guys, I'm gonna be real. This started out with a discussion as to whether or not AI should be disclosed on the storefront pages of Steam, and I think there's an interesting discussion to be had there. I won't lie, I don't really have an argument one way or the other because there are levels to it. There's tiers to it. I mean, Sydney, before I go on, you sound like you were about to say something.
Oh no. I don't see a problem with AI usage in gaming. I don't see it. I mean, like, you're not going to be able to stop it first and foremost. You are going to hit a wall with it, but I don't feel like the panic is necessary. I don't know.
For sure.
I do feel like if you're going to start labeling whether a game has used AI, they need to label the specifics. And maybe like a short explanation of how each one was used. Because I think that part's getting hairy, but overall, I don't see a big deal with it.
Yeah, no, I mean, like I said, there's arguments either way. If you're going to disclose whether they used AI, why not disclose whether or not they made it in Linux window on a Mac? Like, it's just, at the end of the day, it's a tool. If you're using AI for the voice work like Arc Raiders, or you're just running your code through AI to make sure that it's acceptable code, like there's a million different uses for it. I don't care. On the other hand, though, there is this aspect of like these companies using AI for everything, and I don't think that's a world any of us want to see. So there's good points on both sides of the argument. At the end of the day, man, I'm the customer. So long as the product is a good functional product that's giving me what I paid for, I really don't care. I feel like most customers are like that. Most customers only care when the product doesn't meet their expectations, when the product isn't fulfilling what they thought would be fulfilled by, the purchase they're making, by the information they had about the product. So, yeah, these are my opinions. Let me know yours in the comments down below. Let me know on X. You can find me at Bolt the Word. And please do subscribe. I'm a nerdy news channel. I cover nerdy news every day. Not always about the AI space, but anime, movies, music, Magic the Gathering, you name it. Check us out on Instagram at wordsberries_Leon and become a member for $4.99 a month. You can join the Discord. Choose the articles you go over on a day-to-day basis. Choose the videos to react to on the nightly streams. And, of course, get involved with over 250 other vital idols. We are a bright, beautiful, glowing, vibrant community that I cannot wait to go even further because we do care about diversity. Only one kind of diversity. Diversity of thought. That's interesting to you. Join the Discord. Hit subscribe. Until next time, it's all here in the Nerdosphere. This has been Words of Paradise. Obviously, we're not ending the show, chat. Don't go anywhere. But this will likely be clipped into a video for tomorrow. Had to get that out there. Y'all was super generous during that video. We got some. We're not going anywhere. See, Winnick. We're not ending the show. We're not ending the show. That's just outro for when this gets clipped into a video for tomorrow. But yes, y'all were super generous during that. So we need to hit up some super chats. Demon Carol with a 5-banger. Hey, Crunchyroll, how about you bring back the comments section, you pussies? Fucking facts. Dude, Crunchyroll is the mortal enemy of all anime fans everywhere. If you are an anime fan and you pay for Crunchyroll, just know that I do not respect you. I respect lolicons more than I respect you if you pay for Crunchyroll. Chimpus Universe for a 2-banger. Wait, Hypno can read? Again, he's Puerto Rican, not Cuban. He came here on a door and he learned to read. Chimpus Universe for a 5-banger. You can offset the cost, though, in theory, because Steam games are really cheaper with all the sales, also 1K on RAM and GPU. Exactly. That's my thought. Like, you can absolutely, a Steam machine will pay for itself on the user end and on the production end, because so many people, users will feel like it pays for itself with all the great deals they get on Steam games. Steam will, of course, make bank because people will now be in the Steam ecosystem if they weren't prior and buying more games than they ever bought on a console market because they've got all these great sales that they didn't have access to, whether it be with Microsoft or Sony. So, yeah, I mean, you're correct on both fronts. St. Hugo for a 5-banger. Man, Telemon for Skyrim, out for years by now. Can be hooked up with an AI chatbot of choice. Roleplay capable, also sync with audio gen of OG voice actors. That's wild. I had never heard of that. That's awesome. Our boy Lord Comment coming in. It's nice to see you. You're always in everyone else's chats. You never mind. I didn't even know you weren't subscribed. I'm a little hurt, Comment. I'm a little hurt. But you're here now, so water under the bridge. Hi, Leon and Cindy. Miss me? Yes. It's about time you came back. And then for another 2-banger, it's over, Leon and Cindy. AI has the high ground. Shout out to all of you. Truly appreciated. It means the absolute world to me that you're here. Let's give y'all a clip. You know what? There was a bunch of super chats all at once. I think y'all have earned a long one. Here is Toonami Atreus.
So here's the deal. Life doesn't always want to be your friend. Sometimes it'll feel like life wants to hurt you.
That was a downer.
But you can't just hide, because nobody likes a quitter.
Your ass don't hurt.
I'll go first.
You gotta take chances.
This fire isn't gonna stop me.
They never said it was gonna be fun or easy.
Subscribe to New Black Street. Subscribe to Atreus. And yeah, I'll catch y'all next Saturday.
Lord Comment, maybe, but you unsubscribed or you do unsubscribe to you, because I literally just watched the notification pop up that said Lord Comment has now subscribed. We could see that. It was publicly there in the video. But I appreciate you coming back and resubbing. Alrighty. So speaking of anime, I'm glad y'all brought up Crunchyroll. I'm glad y'all brought up anime. So we got some more dog shit anime news to talk about right here. Activist Karens are trying to ban Chainsaw Man and ruin Fujimoto's life. Dude, it is modern day anime tourists cannot get any fucking worse. Again, if you use Crunchyroll, I will say, because I already said I don't respect you at all if you pay for Crunchyroll. I said I respect lolicons more than you. Y'all heard that. I will say this. I respect you guys paying for Crunchyroll. I respect you more than I respect these fucking tourists. Cindy, any thoughts before we get into the video?
Oh my gosh, I'm so fucking sick and tired of tourists. I made a whole video on it last week. Go check that
And
out
it did
on
well.
my
Good
channel.
job.
Yeah, thank you. I am so ready to yeet these people out. If that is what they get offended over, then they definitely don't need to be watching anime at all. It does not matter where the guy got his inspiration. The
Oh,
fact
so you're
is,
familiar with this story then?
I just read it.
Okay.
It's like the fact is, if he got inspired to write an amazing like manga or anime, does it really matter where the inspiration came from? Unless the child was hurt, does it really matter?
Couldn't agree more. Well, let's find out the extent of this situation.
Millions of activists, Karens, and feminists are upset with Fujimoto being inspired by an adult film.
Oh, God.
And a lot of these individuals are apparently avid readers of Chainsaw Man. And I'm,
by the way, but just to throw this out there, how much you want to bet? How much you want to bet that so many of these tourists that are so outraged that he watches porno got this book right here? How much you want to bet these fucking hypocrites read books like this, or have watched porn themselves, or sit there and goon to fucking anime characters or whatever? Like, let's be real. What do you think the hypocrisy is?
They probably partake in the porn themselves and they find it offensive when somebody brings it up because they feel guilty.
These are the same dumbasses that pre-COVID were at the 50 Shades of Grey screening with a fucking cucumber in their pussy.
Don't! No!
Gotcha.
left questioning myself, how did Chainsaw Man get such a Puritan fan base? Like, how is that possible? How is it possible the offer of Chainsaw Man and Fire Punch, and also has a track record of doing all this stuff? How did he manage to get such a Puritan fan?
Okay, good. I have a comment as well, but ladies first.
How the fuck are they mad now when in the anime or the manga there is boob grabbing? The guy wants to make out with every woman in there. A woman pukes in Denji's mouth. I mean, like, I'm pretty sure you even get to see a female kind of naked in there. Why did you not throw a hissy fit then?
Well, I'll ask you this, why do these Christo-fascists, these fucking Puritans, like, for example, Melanie Mack, that says that X is demonic, watch Chainsaw Man? Why does Melanie Mack, somebody who claims that the evil is everywhere, the devil is everywhere, everything is demonic, have a fucking Pochita plushie on her fucking mantle behind her in her videos? What's up with that?
Oh, man. The hypocrisy is insane.
You telling me Demon Carol for a 5-banger, grabbed the Karens and forced them to watch Bible Black, Discipline, and Amaria, bro.
Oh my gosh. They've probably already seen it.
Straight up, like, that is the opposite of a gay conversion camp if you be doing that to these motherfuckers. Damn. So shout out. This is for you.
How you doing, sir? Good. Can we talk to you? Where are you from? You live in New York?
Who are you?
Don Lemon.
You're a fucking moron, dude.
Thank you so much, Demon Carol.
No, but even if we want to disregard,
like, I know what Demon said was for fun, but they've probably already seen it, and they probably had a snit over who voice acted who in those shows.
You mean like in the Japanese or in the English?
I don't care either. And for Bible Black, Discipline, and Amaria.
Oh! I thought you meant in Chainsaw Man. I apologize. Okay.
Oh no. These people are degenerates, like, through and through, and they're just now finding something to get outraged over.
Johnny 3579, member for 2 months. Shout out, thank you for the membership. Says, I firmly believe all the Karens of the world just need to get laid, and then they would all just chill out. You can fuck a Karen into submission. Yes, this is true. You make a headboard rock enough, they will stop being sanctimonious cunts. Yes, correct.
They bitch so that you'll nail them.
some of this stuff, because there's a lot more I can really add on to this list. If we want to disregard this and just talk about the situation at hand, how is this what broke the camel's back? How is this what caused people that are fans of Chainsaw Man, fans of the anime of Chainsaw Man, to crash out to such an extent that they are now deeming Fujimoto worse than Hitler? They are saying that he is someone that basically needs to stop writing, put down the pen, never should write again. He is someone that should feel ashamed for what he does because he was inspired by a design from a person within an adult film.
By the way,
okay,
an adult film. Hold on, Cindy, because I don't see this mentioning it right here. Oh no, it did. An adult film from 2013. An adult film that is fucking 12 years old at this point. 12 years old at this point.
Oh my gosh, boo fucking who?
Anyway, go on.
It's still boo fucking who. But like, no, I agree in that his writing was absolutely shit after a point. Like once the Reze arc ends, it starts going downhill pretty well. No, not Reze, but like once the Makima arc ends, like it's
I
shit.
think it was shit before then because I called that shit by the second fucking chapter. Like,
Well,
I famously don't like Chainsaw Man. That's right. I'm gonna get some hate for it. I don't like Chainsaw Man. I haven't. It's derivative. It doesn't do anything I haven't seen before. It's predictable. The characters are, in my opinion, generic archetypes that don't do anything special. If you watch the anime, it's got great animation and great music. I'll give it that. I don't like Chainsaw Man. Even I think this is bullshit.
Yeah. I'm so tired of these people.
Shout out to Demon Geralt for a 2-banger. They fell in love with Boku no Pico. All right, hold on now. Like, yeah, someone was like, "You need to be timed out." It's true. You need to be stopped.
Stop it. Get some help.
This is what I've been talking about for a while. I've been talking about this for a while of just how there is a lot of people around the world that have now joined in the anime and manga community that actively want to censor anime and manga. They do not want to conform to the culture or try to adapt to it. They want to censor every single part of it. And if you give them an inch, they will go a mile. They will not stop if you open that door and allow Pandora's box open where they could start censoring content. And we've already seen the damage that these activist Karens can do within the gaming space or in the comic industry. And now they have set their sights on anime and manga. And this is the issue.
And this is exactly what I said would happen when motherfuckers, like when things like Demon Slayer blew up at the box office, almost $1 billion. What did I say? Said that when anime goes mainstream, you're going to have all the problem with tourists we have now, but even fucking worse. Chainsaw Man came out in theaters. By the way, even though I don't like Chainsaw Man, I went to see it in theaters. I thought I bet it'd be a great theatrical experience. It was, by the way. Even though I didn't like the movie, I could objectively say that it was a well-made movie. It did things right. It was a great theatrical experience. Reze was fucking hot. Oh my god. I'm not normally the type that gets like legit attracted to anime characters. That's just not my bag. I'm definitely, I guess you can call me a tourist. Yes, I do prefer 3D over 2D. Holy fuck though, Reze was hot. But anyway, the point is, the more these movies come to theaters, the more you start getting normies involved in the anime scene, the more you're going to see shit like this.
Yeah. Gatekeep harder.
Agreed.
With a lot of this content, anime manga especially, becoming mainstream in the last few years. You did not see this overwhelming amount of crash out from so many people, hundreds of thousands of people, millions of people. Like this is
Go
just
back to
one
Blue
post, by the way,
Sky
right here. 5.2 million views. Just this is one post talking about. Like, I'm not joking when I say this, that there is probably a big chunk of a country. Like, I think like a lot of South Korea, actually, feminists in South Korea are upset with just this entire situation.
That's okay, because feminists in South Korea are designated as a terrorist group, so.
What? Really?
You didn't know that? Yeah, hold on a sec. I'll show you. South Korea feminist terrorist group. I believe I'm pretty sure that's the case. I did a video on it a while ago. Hold on.
Did Japan really put a stop to it?
South Korea has been officially designated widely reported such. There are various feminist movements. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, I thought the 4B movement was considered a terrorist group. Maybe it wasn't South Korea. Hold on. Let me see if there's another country that did it. Is there a country that designated radical feminists as a terrorist group? No country has designated radical feminists as a terrorist group. The term radical feminist refers to a broad ideological movement. Governments maintain official lists of designated terrorist organizations.
Okay, you asked Google. Did you check DuckDuckGo? Like
that's an interesting question. Yeah, we can go ahead and check DuckDuckGo. Because I'm almost positive I read a story on this. Maybe it was a proposal that never went through. which originally acronym for Women's International Terrorist Conspiracy from Hell, was the name of several lay-up independent feminist groups as part of the women's liberation movement in the 1960s. So yeah, this isn't. I'll look into it. I'll look into it more later because I'm almost positive there was at least some group in South Korea, at least that identifies as a feminist group that was considered terrorist. But I'll have to look into it because I remember covering it, but I don't remember all the details. Either way, it's something that's frowned upon. People in South Korea, because I remember it blew up during the Stellar Blade debacle. There was this big expose on it during the initial Stellar Blade debacle. But I'll have to look into. Okay, it was a cult in South Korea. Is that what it was? Thank you for the clarification. So I guess it was a specific cult in South Korea. Thank you. Yeah, it was a couple years ago, so I couldn't remember. But yeah, thank you for the clarification.
Seen it all over my timeline. I've seen it on YouTube. I've seen it on Reddit. I mean, I've seen it on Instagram, TikTok. There is a lot of people talking about this and upset with this entire situation. And I'm just like, how did we even get here, man? Well, I know how we got here. That's rhetorical. We got here because anime got very popular and it was deemed, publicly acceptable to watch. Anime no longer deemed as just kiddie cartoons or anything like that. And because of that, you had people that had no business ever watching anime and manga getting into it thanks to COVID. COVID had lockdowns, people had too much free time on their hands, and then they dived into what was hype and had aura, so to speak, and that's what led to this day right now. And I think
I'll be real. Chibi Review should never say aura. it just doesn't sound right coming out of his boy's mouth. Like, I like Chibi. I do. He ain't got the cred to say aura. I don't even have the cred to say aura, and I look way more like hip and in the now than Chibi.
I'll be real. I know I shouldn't say some things because it's like too hipster fuckwitty, but like I'll still say it.
Yeah, but I feel like you can get away with it because you got this sensual playfulness about you. Chibi, there's nothing sensual about Chibi whatsoever.
That's what's really done a lot of damage to the Chainsaw Man community. And so let's take a look at one post in particular that really stood out to me when I was just looking at the cesspool from these feminists and activists. Like, look at what this person's saying about Fujimoto for daring to have a design of a character, Reze, inspired by an adult film. Now, I do want to go one step further, by the way. This entire...
I don't know if he's going to read it because of the language in there, but I'm going to read it just in case. Plus, it'll sound better coming from me. Actually, Cindy, I think it'll sound better coming from you. Why don't you read it?
The top one?
Yeah, that top post there.
I hope CSM fans who were licking Fujimoto's hole saying he's some profound feminist, shut up now. He's an average Japanese male obsessed with pornography. I've never understood the genius you all see in him. His work is decent at best and yet still barely passes above mediocrity.
I'll be real. I actually mostly agree with this sentiment. I've also never heard anybody claim Fujimoto was a feminist. Like, where did that mentality come from? Have you ever heard that?
No. If you even take like 5 minutes to read the manga, you can definitely see he's not.
Right. And that doesn't mean, by the way, that he's like anti-feminist or anti-woman or misogynist or anything, but like,
I don't
being
think
a
he
feminist
cares.
is a specific type of fucking ideology. I never once heard someone claim Fujimoto was a feminist.
Oh my gosh, that's just back. Why are they they keep reaching for things? It's like, oh, well, you must hate it or like it because of this thing or this thing, and usually it's pretty left field.
All right, let's keep going.
Situation with the whole design of Reze and apparently Fujimoto being inspired by an adult film, it's speculation and alleged right now. And the reason for that is because there is no direct...
Even if it wasn't, who gives a fuck? Oh, you saw a hot bitch in a BDSM porno in 2013 and you made one of your characters look like her? All right, moving on now. Who fucking cares?
Yeah, have them watch 7.
Like the Brad Pitt movie?
Yeah. You said BDSM gear. I mean, there was some BDSM.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't get the relevance. Okay.
Yeah, it'll hurt their delicate sensibilities.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real, man. Where if a dude watched porn in 2013 and then made a manga fucking 10 years later and he drew a character reminiscent of the porn star, why is that a fucking problem?
Yeah, I don't get it. Like, if he felt that this is what, if it inspired him to create something, what is wrong with that? Nobody judges Yeah, well, okay, no, we do now. But like nobody used to really judge people for what they drew as fan art, especially when you had those weird the weird leftists who got really obsessed with not only Voltron but She-Ra. And I can't think of it might have been like Has Been a Hotel. I mean, like you get some pretty weird stuff over on their side. Why are they bitching about anime?
Cinny, you're saying that people didn't used to judge other people for their art and whatnot, and like by and large, I agree with you. But you got to remember, I'm a Sonic fan, girl. I'm a Sonic fan, girl. I grew up in them DeviantArt trenches, doing everything I could to avoid the Sonic inflation porno shit. Like them bitches been furry degenerates since like 9/11.
Yeah, I just don't understand the purity stance now. It's like you guys have drawn way worse. You guys support far, far worse. Why the fuck do you care about anime? Go away.
It only gets worse from here, I'm sure.
Concrete evidence, like for instance, Fujimoto hasn't went on record to say that it's real or not. In fact, the very design of the outfit is a very well-known design that a lot of people do the design of. It's not just associated with like a Jav film. It is just straight up, it is a design that has been used by a lot of different people over the years, so it's not exclusively one.
Now, to be fair, if these Karens, if these feminist, lesbian, blue-haired, trust fund, fucking sizable whale Karens are going to be upset by anything, it should be the cultural appropriation. This bitch don't look Asian. This bitch don't. She looks like some sort of Asian. This bitch definitely don't look Asian. Is that even a bitch? I see titties, but like,
I mean, he's
Justin Timberlake's face. What?
He's got that limp wrist.
I think that's a she because I can see.
I don't know. That looks
Point
is
this cultural appropriation? I need to know.
One person. So saying that, oh, because this one person within an adult film instantly is where Fujimoto got his inspiration is just inherently a big fat lie. Just straight up. Now, it's possible it is true. There is always a chance. I mean, when you look at his track record and how he is as a person, it would make sense. But to straight up say it is 100% factual is just straight up inherently lying. But let's just disregard that for a moment and let's get into the cold hard facts. This individual and so many others are saying stuff like, muting this now, LMAO, Brain Dead Brigade, gotta protect their goon father, okay?
Fucking limited. Who can apply? Accounts 8. Oh my god, no, they're a fucking Resident Evil tourist. Ada Wong nachos. Man, why you gotta do my girl Ada like that? You dragging Ada? You dragging the Asian queen Ada into your dumbass
lesbian
bullshit? What?
She's a lesbian. It's in her name.
Ada's not a fucking lesbian. The sexual tension between her and Leon Kennedy is palpable. Which, by the way,
I agree.
I don't like it, but
she's a lesbian, so she's gonna do that. She's gonna ruin the straightness for her own pleasure.
Not only is this broad a fucking anime tourist, but she a Resident Evil tourist as well. By the way, I'm not even convinced this is a woman because everyone on the internet's a male until proven otherwise.
I agree.
I said English because the chart is broken down by language, you jackass. I know. I realized it said Chinese, English. Like I saw, but you said China, English, said Chinese. I thought it was funny. But it was a good video, bud.
And I just want to point out, there is a lot of people crashing out for the fact that Fujimoto even puts fan service in his series. Like, for years now, I've talked about this. I have butted heads with the new community of Chainsaw Man considerably, actually. I've talked about it in the past, like last year and stuff. But this community around Chainsaw Man is saturated with activists and people trying to act like Fujimoto isn't, someone that loves fan service and is, someone that is a gooner. Like, he's straight up.
Chainsaw Man is literally just Hellboy, but Asian with fan service. Guys, I'm gonna be real. That's what Chainsaw Man is. If you like it, that's fine. If you like it, that's fine. Chainsaw Man fans be Chainsaw Man fans as long as you're not a fucking tourist. Like the anime you want to like and all that. I'm going to judge you harshly because Chainsaw Man fucking sucks. But let's be real. Chainsaw Man is just Hellboy, but with fan service and made in Asia.
Is like, hell, this is the same individual that is made a video recording of trying to levitate. Like, this is him. Trying to levitate. He is a strange individual, and I love him for it. But he's a strange man.
Trying to levitate? What? This took a weird turn.
Oh my gosh.
Like straight up. And I'll show more proof of like how strange he can actually be. But man thinks he can levitate or tried to levitate, so to speak. I mean, let's show a little bit more proof here. So this is also a comment from Fujimoto himself, the author Chainsaw Man, saying, I also like domineering unreasonable women. Back in college, there was this girl who was always mean to me. One day, I found my bike flipped over on campus. I was wondering what happened, and then she came up to me and said, I knocked your bike over. Haha. And I thought, why do I live such a happy life? Like, this man...
He does want a woman to step on him.
Yep. Chainsaw Man is becoming more and more the author's poorly disguised fetish. I thought that was a fucking Western feminist writing thing. I guess it's certainly a thing for fucking Japanese mangaka as well. I mean, again, I like the guy. Even though I don't like his work, I do like him. I think he's a lot of fun.
Yeah, but somebody threw up in Denji's mouth, and that means he likes it. Oh, no.
Well, it is mandatory to go out drinking on Friday nights with your office buddies in Japan, so maybe he's playing it from personal experience.
No.
Discovered he was like into, strong, powerful women that day when this happened to him. It's just like he is a very different breed of individual, and it doesn't just stop there. Fujimoto, the author of Chainsaw Man, created a fake account to pretend to be his little sister and started posting in Japanese online, and people thought basically he was just lying through his teeth, full of shit, so to speak, and this wasn't really Fujimoto or even his sister, and eventually he had to just straight up admit it by posting actual Chainsaw Man panels and storyboarding and stuff behind the scenes that only the author and artist could actually do of Chainsaw Man. And
I don't get it. Why would you try and first of all, does he have a little sister? And if so, what was there to gain from this? I'm so confused.
What's there to gain from trying to levitate and then putting that shit on the internet?
Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna read this super chat. I got nothing. You're right. Chip, it's Universe for the tube hanger. Being stepped on helps reline the spine. Thank you. Man, what am I gonna do with you?
Stop it. Get some help.
then instantly you're like, oh crap, this actually is Fujimoto.
I was gonna say, my dear, I could pop your back, and I don't need to step on you.
Thank you, Matt. Badass levitation powers, obviously.
The offer of Chainsaw Man. And I would like to remind everybody, Fujimoto doesn't have a sister from all our knowledge. He is a lone child.
Wait. Okay. So I was correct in questioning it. Dude pretended to be his own little sister online. Doesn't even have a sister. I'll be real. Yo, John Della Backhole, John Della Furry Lover, you gotta step your game up. I know you out there pretending to be some fucking Latino feminist author online so you can sell your smut books even though you're a Christo-fascist. You need to get on Fujimoto's level if you want to actually get that grift going.
I want to see a levitation video tomorrow.
His little sister.
Yeah, I want to see a levitation video tomorrow because, through Christ, all things are possible. So jot that down, Johnny boy.
This man also ate his pet dead fish. I've talked about this in a video about over.
What?
This is taking a wild turn. This makes the AI stuff look like garbage in comparison. What the hell? I'm sorry, Hypnotic.
Man, it might be the most normal thing he's ever done.
A year ago, but he legitimately ate his dead fish he laid on the ground that had like ants and stuff crawling on it. He just straight up ate it.
He is Asian Asmongold. Am I wrong?
No, I don't think you are. It's just a different. Wait, did Asmon eat the roach?
No, he used to use a dead rat as an alarm clock because, the sun would shine into the window and it would make the rat start to smell and he would know to wake up because it smelled bad.
Why?
He's just Asmongold, baby. I don't know what you want. That's just Asmongold.
I respect Kirsch's choices.
bone and all, according to what his story is. And then we have this entire situation of him talking about like how he wants to put women on a higher pedestal. You know, he likes strong women, you know, the whole bike flip thing. He even talks about the entire situation. And then this also right here is more talking about the whole situation with the flipping of the bicycle. So his very design of his characters, like when you think of Makima, for instance, it all makes sense. The reason why Denji is like he is, the reason why Denji wants to be a chair is because Fujimoto most likely is Denji. He puts his personality into Denji. That I'm just.
You want to know what's amazing about this? So we bitch so often about self-inserts in like these video games and whatnot. Like, oh, these dumbass fucking sweet baby ink Karens putting these self-inserts of these ugly black bitches that are super strong and like they're better than all the men and whatnot in these video games, right? We always throw a fit about that.
Right.
It's almost like when you yourself are an interesting person, like Fujimoto is, you can do a self-insert and it be kind of like fun for readers to read or watchers, viewers to experience because your self-insert is fucking weird just like you.
I mean, I can kind of respect it. Like, he still managed to make a coherent story when this man clearly needs help.
For real. If you're a storyteller and you're going to do a self-insert, apparently you just got to be a fucking wackadoo. And I'm okay with it because I don't hear anyone bitching about the self-insert in Chainsaw Man. We know all about them self-inserts like fucking Spider-Man and shit.
I'm crazy. It's actually crazy that the whole situation here with like this post is causing everybody to realize that Fujimoto is apparently a gooner. And I'm like, are you guys blind? Are you actually not reading the series? Are you pretending to read it? Because you're clearly not reading Chainsaw Man, or you're actively willfully ignoring Chainsaw Man in its writing if you do not see what he puts in. Like, this is a man that did this list. Like, he did not.
This sums it up perfectly. Being black isn't interesting. Trying to levitate, eating your dead goldfish, and cosplaying as your non-existent little sister, that's interesting. Couldn't have said it better myself.
I want a
need to
manga
do
of
this, but
Fujimoto.
Right, yeah, wait, why do you even need Chainsaw Man? Dude, just animate your own fucking life. Like,
He did.
Oh.
He put it in an extra page, giving us details on what she does and all that. I mean, he told us that power doesn't bathe or flush. There's, once again, no reason for him to even elaborate on that, but he did it anyways. I mean, the whole bicycle thing to the levitating thing. I mean, that's not even getting into Fire Punch and what he did with Fire Punch. He has a lot of crazy themes that people would deem icky and should never exist within his manga.
Wait, he has themes of incest. So in his head, he's incesting his made-up sister.
I'd say that's entirely possible. Now, again, who's to say? We don't know for sure. Like, just because you got themes of incest in your work doesn't mean you're a fan of incest. It could just be a writing tool to further the story. But knowing what we know about his activity on X, say it's possible to question, yes. Japan never fucking change. Holy shit,
Yes.
we need you now more than ever.
So I'm just like, how did Chainsaw Man get such a Puritan fan base to where any form of fan service content, any form of adult content needs to be eradicated? And like I said, they view him.
No, this is a great question. If your life became an anime, how would you name it? I woke up in another world and became a streamer with a big titty dragon goddess.
I like it.
That would be my anime.
Like Hitler. Like, how? It's crazy to me how it's managed to garner such a community like that. I mean, this isn't the first time I've talked about this situation, especially when it comes to Chainsaw Man, but it really is just getting worse. And I think the whole situation with the movie and the popularity of the movie and how there's so much conversation about the Chainsaw Man movie being very good, it's probably led to this entire conversation to get a lot worse. But the point of the matter is just to get straight into it, a lot of these people that are now complaining about it are the very individuals that want to destroy anime and manga. They do not want to incorporate or, try to integrate into the community. They want to destroy it, change it into their very ideal. They want the offer to.
And there it is. The tourist problem in a nutshell. And yet you will have regular, I don't want to say regular, but you will have anime fans that are legitimately fans of anime, right? They love watching anime and not just the fucking popular stuff, not just One Piece, not just Dragon Ball, not just Chainsaw Man. They watch, a touring after the apocalypse. They watch Psychopaths, they watch Dirty Pair, they watch Golden Boy. You'll have these people who are legitimate anime fans. They've been watching it for years. They love it, and they're fucking blind, or they intentionally turn a blind eye to this tourist problem because they themselves don't want to be a problem. Nobody wants to be the dickhead gatekeeper. Nobody wants to say, yo, what the fuck are these, 17 to 23-year-old blue-haired land whales with fucking nose rings and these dudes who want to get their crotch stepped on and are simping for e-thoughts? What are they doing in our hobby? When did they get here? Why did they get here? And why haven't we done jack shit about it? People don't want to be that asshole, so they'll turn a blind eye to it and let their hobby get ruined. And I say no. I say no to that. If you are one of those people, if you're a fucking leftist nutbag who doesn't think there should be fan service in anime, go fuck yourself. You're not welcome here. Go back to playing Minecraft or Roblox, get in all that kid diddling that you're probably getting into so that Chris Hansen can catch your ass and we can lock you away where you can never watch anime again.
Nice.
Keep going.
To distort the writing into their personal worldview. For instance, they're what they want instead of what the author wants.
Before we keep going, Master go up for a 5-banger. Big-titted anime women need tech support. Can you help Cindy get Castlevania Lords of Shadow running on stream sometime? I mean, I can try, assuming that, is that like, were you unable to stream it? Was it not working or something?
Oh, no, it kept, for some reason, when I turned it on during the stream, it kept dropping the video. Like the game itself would all of a sudden just be minimized and it would show only a green screen. And then every time I brought it up, or like I put it back up, it would make my computer lag out and then it would drop again and then it would put it back on green screen.
Did you try turning it off and then on?
I did.
Sorry, I can't help you. Must be black magic. Witches. Magnets. I tried. Thanks for the 5-banger, Goa.
They feel like they have a higher power and more control, and they should do it, and Fujimoto should listen to them. It's just really gross, man. Like, these are the individuals that are really trying to ruin anime and manga, and it's just becoming more and more obvious as time goes on that you have these individuals that are just straight up activists that are really trying to do this. And the outrage towards...
And mind you, when he says they're trying to ruin manga, it's not like that's just a byproduct of their worldview. It's not like they're altruistic and they think, we're making the world a better place. We're making manga and anime safer for everyone. No, they know they are ruining it. Like, these people are evil. They know that the vast majority of the world rejects their worldview, rejects their ideology, rejects the way that they want to fundamentally change and alter every single thing that we love, whether it be anime, whether it be manga, whether it be Star Wars, whether it be Dungeons and Dragons, whether it be Magic the Gathering, whether it be Resident Evil, whether it be insert video game here, insert piece of artistic entertainment, nerd culture medium here, they know they're ruining it, and they will lie and try and gaslight you into saying that you are the villain, that you are the bigot, that you are the racist, because they want to destroy what makes you happy, because these people are fucking miserable. And then once they destroy it, they won't stay in the hobby. They'll move to the next fucking thing they can destroy.
Yeah, look at Western entertainment. We have movies. We have the gaming industry. The comic books. They failed exponentially because they listened to these fucking colored hair. I can't say the word. Freaks. And like, it makes me so fucking angry. I do not care what it is you're interested in. Get the fuck away from the things I'm interested in, though.
And you know what? Let's say you are one of these nose ring having, blue hair wearing fat fucks out there, and you want to get into anime. By all means, I think you're a fucking weirdo, and you probably praise the death of Charlie Kirk, so therefore I think you should be in prison or deported. However, if you're gonna watch Chainsaw Man or Dragon Ball or Touring After the Apocalypse or whatever, and you're gonna shut the fuck up and just watch it or read it and not advocate for any change, you know what? Fair enough. We'll have. But the reason I grant the acceptance is because I know this person doesn't fucking exist. Because I know there's no such thing as some sort of benevolent leftist feminist libtard like that would actually not try and alter or fundamentally change the hobby for what it is. That is a literal unicorn.
Oh man. It drives me crazy that they don't want their own genre of things. It's like you can't have...
Because they would have to put in the work to make that.
It's not just that. They see it as a segregation, which they're already doing that. I don't understand why you're pissed off.
Well, I mean, again, they're pissed off because they don't want the thing. It's not that they're looking for a place to be accepted. It's not that they're looking for a hobby or whatnot. These people get off on control. Like you know the concept of a homewrecker, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, homewreckers are women that like they get their sexual kicks wrecking homes, fucking dudes, ruining marriages, ruining relationships, the whole lot. And then once the marriage is dissolved, they move on to the next dude they can home wreck with. It's a fetish for them. It's the same concept here. These people aren't actually looking to be invested in anime or in any hobby. They get it is a fetish for destroying what other people love.
Oh, man.
They're fucking locusts. Exactly, Paul.
They all need a strong male backhand and a good dicking.
In that order.
Yeah.
Sometimes at the same time, even.
I go for that.
Chainsaw Man in these last few days has just been astronomically insane. Like, I could not believe how much traction it got, and it's still gaining traction. But tell me your honest thoughts in the comments below, how you feel about this entire situation. Also, I would like to ask a question. Do you think that Fujimoto was inspired by the Jav film, or do you think it's just a...
By the way, yes, I do. I get he was trying to say earlier that, hey, it's just speculation. Guys, we just heard all of Fujimoto's fetishes and everything that he was into. Like, yes, I'm 100% sure he was almost certainly inspired by a 2013 BDSM porno. The thing is, I just don't fucking care. What do you think, Cindy? Was he?
I think he's hilarious. And you know what? It inspired his work. He should keep doing what he's doing. Do I really like Chainsaw Man? I like parts. I really liked the Reze arc. You're right. I could tell, what was going on by the second episode, or I guess by like the third chapter of the manga, maybe the fourth. But like, it's still creative. He still made it. He put a lot of love and passion.
I will grant that it is very visually creative. Even if I don't like it, I don't like the story, or I find the characters kind of hollow. I will agree. Visually, it is strikingly creative.
Oh yeah, and that's what drives these people crazy, is that they lack vision, creativity, and love for anything. And that is my piece on the whole thing.
Bingo, bango, bongo.
Coincidence? Honestly, I'm inclined to believe he was. I've got to be blunt here. I am 100% inclined, because apparently the actress that was in that film is apparently called Roze, and FYI, the character in Chainsaw Man is called Reze. The similarities are definitely there. Now, once again, this is all speculation. It's not completely confirmed, yada, yada, yada.
No, it doesn't matter. He asked the question if people think so or not, and then he was saying that yes, he does think so. Not that it matters, but like it's obviously a very close parallel. Her name is Roze, hers is Reze. Like, let's be real, 99.9 repeating percent chance.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it's normal for people to be inspired by others, right?
Oh, right. It doesn't matter. He's just saying, do you think it's true?
Oh yeah, I think it's true, but also, again, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
But it doesn't change the fact that regardless if it's true or not, it doesn't matter. It's just a normal adult thing. I really wish anime and manga didn't go mainstream. I really do, because the damage that's been done to these communities thanks to these activists that just want to destroy everything. They've already done so much damage to the game.
How are you going to do research with Pornhub being blocked in Missouri, Paul?
I hope you have
community and the comic community. Now they've set their sights on anime and manga, and it's going to get worse with time if we don't continue to talk about this and actually just say this is unacceptable, because we already see from the very beginning of production for anime that it's being censored. Like, there's no longer you can have like certain fan service scenes or anything like you used to in the past, because obviously there is activists within these companies that are trying to change Japan, trying to change how anime is made. Like, for instance, Crunchyroll being involved with some of productions, a lot of different productions of anime. It's a problem. It's a problem. It's getting worse. And I really do hope Japan really goes out of their way to really stop these activists from censoring their content. I want to see that, because this is unacceptable. The amount of crash out I've seen for the last few days is insane. And I would like to once again also reinstate that this entire situation is from speculation, because there is no concrete evidence. Even if you want to point out that the actress's name from the film is called Roze and Reze from Chainsaw Man is called Reze, the names do sound similar. And then obviously the theme of the film is very much what Fujimoto would be into. Even if it all correlates and it lines together, it's just speculation. There's no proof yet. And even if it was legitimately true, Who cares? Who cares? He's an adult. Who cares? It's his series. It's his manga. He can write it whatever he wants. It's fictional content. If he's inspired, he's inspired. Like, seriously, who cares? Besides the activist Karens that are very upset and have nothing better to do with their time, that just want to destroy every community that they get into and be upset about something that doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. But I'll leave it at that. Tell me your thoughts. What do you think about the entire situation?
There you go. Like that's that. First of all, I'll link the video in the description or in the chat. Give it a like, give it a sub. If you haven't given Chibi a sub, I like his videos most of the time. He's got some snickers out there that I've called out in the past, but mostly it's good. But yeah, at the end of the day, all this does is fundamentally like this just reinforces the point that I've been making, not just with this video, but the crusade that I've been on, really since my time on YouTube and even before then, is that these individuals are not here to just take control of the hobby. I get that's what it seems like. Oh, the women want to be in control. Oh, the MSU. That is not it. That is underselling the actual duplicitous, vile, evil nature of these mostly women, but also simping males, is that they are here to destroy. And it's something that we have willfully let happen to medium after medium, entertainment after entertainment, IP after IP, and they will not stop. We cannot continue to cede ground. I get it. We want to give up at this point. Oh, you know what? Star Wars is dead. Yeah, fair enough. I get it. However, once you've given up and you make something new or you find something new, they'll eventually show up there as well. This is a scourge that needs to be fucking eradicated.
100%. I don't even know why we're listening to these stupid, vapid people when they clearly have destroyed so much of Western entertainment that they made Japan basically go, nope, I am out. I don't know the particulars of that, but like that is crazy that you made a country, you yourselves made a country go, I don't want to listen to these people anymore. It doesn't matter what a person is into, what they like. Leave people alone. Jesus Christ, you're harassing now.
Their existence is harassment. But these are just my opinions. I'm into yours in the comments down below. Or let me know on X. You can find me at Bolt the Word. And please do subscribe. We are a nerdy news channel. We cover nerdy news every day. Not always about the anime industry, but video games, music, Magic the Gathering, you name it. Check us out on Instagram at wordsparadise_Leon and become a member for $4.99 a month. You can join the Discord. Choose the articles you go over on the daily basis. Choose the videos we react to on the daily live streams. And of course, get involved with over 250 other vital idols. We are a bright, beautiful, glowing, vibrant community that I cannot wait to go even further. Because we do care about diversity. Only one kind of diversity. Diversity of thought. That's interesting to you. Join the Discord. Hit subscribe. And until next time, it is all here in the Nerdosphere. This has been Words of Paradise. And with that, do we have any super chats to catch up on? If not, we will start winding down and wrapping up. Nope, we're all caught up. Bingo, bango, bongo. I told y'all we had a good show plan for today. We even have one more video we can go over. But I know Cindy got to hop on another stream, so I'm going to take her too much longer time. We'll cover it. Instead, I'll just give you guys a little appetizer for Leon's lunch hour. 1 o'clock Central Standard Time on Wednesdays and Thursdays. Nigel Farage, little bigwig in the UK government, had period blood and other female juices smeared all over his face for a BBC interview. Yeah, so there'll be more anti-feminist talk on Wednesday because we're certainly talking about that. There'll be other stuff, but that's what we didn't get to today. What'd you say, Cindy?
They're upset over Fujimoto? That is far worse.
UK is basically a third world country at this point, and you guys can learn all about it on Wednesday, as well as, again, a bunch of other great topics. But until then, time has come to end the show. We're going to raid our boy Nick, so don't go anywhere. We want to make sure we give him an explosive fucking raid. While I'm setting that up, Cindy, tell the people who you are, what you do, what you got coming up, the whole nine.
Well, hey guys, I'm Cinevere. You guys can find me on all platforms as Cinevere. I host my own streams every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. For Monday and Tuesday, are at midnight or 11:50 p.m. CST, and on Wednesdays, they're at 6 p.m. CST. You guys can always find me on Leon's channel on Monday, Tuesday, and Friday, and his Glitch in Paradise on Sundays, and then Zach's every Wednesday and Saturday, and BMO every Wednesday. So yeah, come hang out with me. I am everywhere.
Except for next week when you're leaving me all alone.
Yes. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I will be taking off 2 days, Monday and Tuesday. Wait, Yeah, Monday and Tuesday. No, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. So yeah, I might be back in time on Tuesday, but I'm helping Mama Cindy out, and I will not be able to stream those days. Much apologies, but I'll stream on Thursday to make up for it. So yeah, thank you, thank you.
Guys, as for me, obviously you know that we stream every day, except for Sunday. I usually take Sunday off unless we hit 300 gold on Fridays. Then you guys get the Sunday special stream. Just something to remind you, the rules are no politics. We do a several hour long stream that's just all the fun stuff, so we engage in good conversation. Something to think about for this coming Friday. It's the beginning of December. I want to hit some big numbers this month. That being said, for those of you that don't know, I have a second channel. I've been taking it quite seriously the last month or so. I have a gaming channel where all my gaming news goes up on that I don't normally, that I just don't feel would fit for this main channel here, as well as do gaming streams. Did we hit goal to do a game stream tomorrow? Sorry, guess no, we didn't. We're about 3 super chats, 3 $5 or more super chats shy from hitting goal. So guess no game stream tomorrow for you game fiends. That being said, I did drop a video on that today about the dumbest argument ever for being against playing old games. Like, I'm a fan of playing old games, but I'm also a fan of fixing the industry as is. And while I agree with the premise of the video, it was the worst argument possible you could have made for it. So go to my second channel, Glitch in Paradise. Check out the video that just dropped last hour. I do video streams every day on this channel, so I will see you guys tomorrow for Tinfoil Haters. Stick around as we raid into Nick, our boy, the Plot Stripes Bat, discussing masculinity in cinema. And yep, we got like 4 circles. Oh, and I will be on Moxie's stream tonight. Drop over for a Foxy Moxie. Me and her are going to be keeping it saucy while we rabble. So until next time, it's all here in the Nerdosphere. Oh, we have one more. Can you highlight that? Because I'm on a different screen. Can you highlight that from our boy Chimpus Universe?
Yep, it is.
Shout out. Thank you for the last minute $49. Truly appreciated. You absolute legend. And guys, until next time, it is all here in the Nerdosphere. And this has been Words of Paradise.